Chapter 670. Who's this? Su Chen glanced at Gong Gu and asked. Chen Feng and the other two had only mentioned Gu Tianhua and Lin Huayin in the intelligent war chariot. They had not mentioned Gong Gu. Therefore, he did not know who Gong Gu was. Junior brother Su. This is senior brother Gong from the Flowing Water sect. The Flowing Water sect is one of the 7 superpowers in Forgotten Autumn Mountain and has a good relationship with Sun Moon Star Palace. Chen Feng introduced. Senior brother Gong. Su Chen greeted him and asked, Senior brother Gong, do you have a void-breaking stone? If so, we can make a deal. No. Gong Ji's face darkened. A void-breaking stone was something that could only be found by chance. Where could he get one? However, he did not give up. He asked tentatively, Junior brother Su, what about other things? I can give you more than the market price of energy stones. Exchange energy stones for blood gems? Su Chen had so many energy stones that he did not know where to spend them. Why would he exchange them with blood gems? I'm sorry, Senior brother Gong. I only have a few blood gems with me. I have other uses for them, so I can't exchange them with you, Su Chen said perfunctorily. Okay. Gong Gu sighed. Although he was unwilling, there was nothing he could do. After all, the blood gems belonged to Su Chen. If Su Chen did not want to trade with him, he could not snatch them. Given Su Chen's strength, if he dared to make a move, he would be killed in an instant. He did not have the courage to try. Chen Feng and Xia Jingyi looked at each other and secretly shook their heads. Su Chen had more than a few blood gems. He had taken some from the Northern East Sacred Master, and extorted some from the ancestor of the Beast Tamer tribe. He should have more than 100 blood gems. However, they knew Su Chen did not want to trade with him, so they did not point it out. Lang Mai and Lin Huayin had wanted to trade with Su Chen, but after hearing Su Chen's words, they gave up the idea. Senior brother Gu, where did you get the void-breaking stone? Su Chen asked. The intelligent war chariot needed at least 5 space-breaking stones to activate the function of traversing between realms. Currently, there were only 4 of them, so he wondered if he could follow the clues and find another one. It's in this small forest, Gu Tianhua said with certainty. Su Chen squinted his eyes and scanned the surroundings. He asked curiously, this place is so ordinary. How could a treasure like the space-breaking stone appear here? We only got the news by chance. Originally, we didn't believe it and just wanted to try our luck. Who would have thought that there would really be 4 void-breaking stones here? Gu Tianhua explained. Hearing this, Su Chen was even more confused. It was reasonable to say that no matter who it was, they would hide the news of the void-breaking stone. Who would spread the news? Senior brother Gu, where did you get the news that there is a void-breaking stone here? Su Chen faintly felt that something was not quite right, so he asked. I heard someone talking about it in a restaurant in the nearby Azure Dragon town. Gu Tianhua replied. Chen Feng came forward and asked in a low voice, Junior brother Su, is there a problem? Su Chen narrowed his eyes and whispered, I suspect that there is a conspiracy here. It was clear that the other foreign beings and humans had also appeared here after receiving the news. Obviously, someone wanted them to kill each other, so that they could benefit from it. But who could have done it? Who would have such a large amount of money to be able to take out 4 void-breaking stones at the same time as bait? It can't be. Chen Feng's face changed slightly. Chapter 671. Su Chen didn't explain further. He turned to the intelligent war chariot and said, Satoshi, search again and see if there are any hidden people nearby. A few seconds later the intelligent war chariot replied, Master, I didn't find anything. Su Chen didn't relax. With a thought, he released his mental strength and swept it in all directions. The detection function of the intelligent war chariot wasn't omnipotent. There were some things with hidden functions that couldn't be found. The sea giants controlled by the sea tribe and the metal-eating bugs in the miasma couldn't find any traces of them. When his mental strength extended to an ordinary tree 20 meters away, Su Chen suddenly raised his eyebrows. He vaguely felt a very weak energy fluctuation. Although it was hidden very well, he still caught it. Ordinary trees would never emit energy fluctuations, which meant that this tree was very strange. Get out! Don't force me to do it. Su Chen narrowed his eyes, locked on the tree from afar, and shouted coldly. Junior brother Su, what's the situation? Chen Feng and the others were a little confused. They all looked at Su Chen. There's something strange about that tree. Su Chen pointed at the tree and said in a deep voice. Chen Feng and the others didn't know what was going on. They then turned their eyes to the direction Su Chen was pointing at. When they saw that it was just an ordinary tree, they were even more confused. Let's see how long you can hold it in. Seeing that the tree didn't respond, Su Chen raised his hand and shot a fireball over. Just as the fireball was about to hit the tree, an extremely thick stench of blood rose from the tree and soared into the sky. Hee hee hee. With a sharp whistle, the tree was uprooted from the ground. The color of its body instantly turned blood red. At the same time, a powerful pressure was released. It had reached level 9. In the center of the trunk of the level 9 demon plant, there was an old and evil face. After a sharp whistle, it opened its mouth and sucked, directly swallowing the fireball into its stomach. Level 9 demon plant. When they witnessed this scene, the expressions of Chen Feng and the others turned grim. Su Chen snorted lightly, the expression on his face remaining indifferent from beginning to end. Although it was his first time encountering a level 9 monster plant, he had killed a few level 9 cultivators before, so he was not afraid of the appearance of a level 9 monster plant. However, what puzzled him was that the level 9 monster plant in front of him seemed to be a blood plant, but the aura it exuded was different from the one he had killed on Qianyu Island. The aura of this level 9 demon plant seemed to be mixed with some death aura. With doubts in his heart, he opened the plant dimension and communicated with the longevity fruit tree. Satoshi, is this demon plant in front of me a blood plant? It's a blood plant, but it's not an ordinary blood plant. It's a mutated blood plant. The longevity fruit tree thought for a moment before replying. Mutated blood plant? Su Chen frowned slightly. He immediately remembered that mutated zombies existed among the zombies, and mutated zombies were often much more powerful than ordinary zombies. Mutated blood plants were naturally more powerful than ordinary blood plants. It could be seen from the fact that it had swallowed the fireball without suffering any injuries. Junior brother Su, this is a level 9 monster plant. Let's retreat first, Gu Tianhua reminded with a solemn expression. Hee hee. The mutated blood plant laughed contemptuously and said coldly, "Don't even think about leaving since you've ruined my plans." As soon as it finished speaking, its huge body trembled slightly, and the branches and leaves on it danced wildly. Countless blood-red threads shot out from it and wrapped Su Chen and the others in the blink of an eye. Chapter 672. What the hell is this? Chen Feng and the rest tried their best to dodge, but the blood-red threads were too dense and did not give them any space to dodge. They had no choice but to fight back. Fortunately, they were all talented disciples with extraordinary strength. Although they were a little flustered, they did not let the blood-red threads get close to them. Su Chen was closer to the front, so he became the main target of the mutated blood plant. Tens of thousands of blood-red threads attacked him, almost drowning him. Seeing this, Su Chen's eyes flashed with a cold light. Along with a series of crackling sounds, his whole body suddenly rose to more than 10 feet away. Then, a level 9 mind power swept out and blocked all the blood-red threads that were flying toward him. Junior brother Su is so strong. Leng Mai and the rest were shocked to see Su Chen block more than half of the blood-red threads by himself. Transformation technique. Level 9 is mind power. The mutated blood plant was slightly moved. After looking at Su Chen in a daze, a vicious look suddenly appeared in its eyes. Then, it gathered all the blood-red threads together and attacked Su Chen alone. Crack, crack, crack. Under this kind of intensive attack, Su Chen's spiritual power gradually couldn't hold on, and there were signs of it collapsing. Let's help junior brother Su. Leng Mai roared. Su Chen was the strongest among them. If he was injured, the rest of them would not be able to survive. Gu Tianhua and the rest knew this, so they rushed forward without hesitation. Can you save him? At this moment, the mutated blood plant sneered contemptuously. Then, it opened its mouth and spat out a fireball the size of a millstone. It shot directly towards Su Chen. Suddenly, a scorching heat spread out like a volcanic eruption. Everywhere it touched, the ground was charred black, and even the air seemed to be burning. What level is this fireball technique? Gonggu let out an inexplicable cry of horror, and his forward steps came to an abrupt halt at this moment. The fireball that flew over contained a terrifying amount of fire energy. It gave people the feeling that as long as they touched it slightly, they would turn into ashes. The expressions of Lang Mai and the others also changed. However, they did not stop and continued to rush forward. When Gong Gu saw this, she gritted her teeth and followed closely behind. "All of you back off," Su Chen roared. This fireball was comparable to a level 10 fireball spell. It was definitely not something that Lang Mai and the others could withstand. "Senior brother Lang, let's withdraw," Chen Feng shouted and took the lead to retreat. He was quite clear about Su Chen's strength. Since Su Chen had spoken, he had 100% confidence in dealing with this fireball. If they did not leave in time, it was very likely that they would become a hindrance to Su Chen. Gu Tianhua and the rest were stunned, not knowing what to do. "Senior brother Gu, trust junior brother Su. Let's retreat quickly," Xia Jingyi reminded. "Let's go." Gu Tianhua and the rest did not hesitate this time and quickly retreated. It was also at this time that the fireball had already flown close to Su Chen. A terrifying heat wave swept over, and Chen Feng and the rest felt as if they were about to be evaporated. Can junior brother Su withstand it? Facing such a terrifying fireball technique, Gu Tianhua and the rest trembled in fear and began to worry about Su Chen. "You want to kill me? In your next life." Su Chen sneered and raised one hand. Suddenly, a colorful hill appeared in front of him. Chapter 673. As soon as the primordial 5 Extremes mountain appeared, it rapidly expanded to the size of 100 feet. At the same time, it shattered the surrounding blood-colored threads and smashed directly at the fireball. Boom! When the two collided, an earth-shattering sound rang out. Buzz buzz. Under the impact of the huge explosion, the primordial 5 Extremes mountain trembled violently. The 5-colored flowing light on its surface almost dissipated. However, in the end, it successfully shattered the millstone-sized fireball into pieces. It turned into fist-sized fireballs and splashed in all directions. Bang bang bang. Suddenly, a large pitch-black pit was formed on the ground. The nearby trees were also smashed into pieces and turned into ashes. The most unlucky ones were the 5 humans who were fighting with the orcs. As they did not leave in time, they were hit by the flying fireballs and turned into 5 charred corpses on the spot. As Chen Feng and the others were far away and were behind Su Chen, they were not affected too much. However, even so, when they saw the scene of devastation around them, they all had some lingering fear in their hearts. At the same time, they once again witnessed Su Chen's unparalleled strength. If it were them, even if the 6 of them worked together, they would definitely be blasted into pieces. "Junior brother Chen, why does junior brother Su's small mountain have such a strong defense?" Gong Gu asked in a trembling voice when he felt the powerful energy waves from the primordial 5 Extremes mountain. "Because it's a sacred weapon," Chen Feng said solemnly. "Junior brother Su has a sacred weapon." Gong Gu and the others opened their mouths wide and their jaws almost fell off. As disciples of a large force, of course, they knew how precious a sacred weapon was. There were very few sacred weapons. Among the 7 major forces of the Forgotten Worries Mountain, there were no more than 3 forces that had sacred weapons. On the other hand, Su Chen was only a level 7 cultivator, but he had a sacred weapon all by himself. While they were shocked, they were also extremely envious. Looking at the expressions of Gong Gu and the others, Chen Feng could not help but laugh inwardly. Junior brother Su has more than one sacred artifact. If you were to know, how would you feel? In addition to the integrated 5 Extremes mountain, Su Chen also had the primal chaos sky-splitting sword, a yellow long sword, and the severely damaged 5 elements heavenly dipper seal from the Northern East Sacred Lord. Of course, he wouldn't point this out so easily. After all, possessing so many sacred artifacts would easily attract the attention of others. Su Chen's troubles were not small, and he did not want to cause more trouble for Su Chen. "You actually have a sacred artifact." On the other side, the mutated blood plant's eyes were filled with fear when it saw that the integrated 5 Extremes mountain easily destroyed its fireball spell. It even trembled as it spoke. Its most powerful trump card was its level 10 fireball. If even that couldn't do anything to Su Chen, it could only imagine what would happen to it when Su Chen regained his strength and counterattacked. At the thought of this, the mutated blood plant hesitated for a moment before it turned around and fled. However, although it was a level 9 monster, its body was too big, and it was not good at speed. How could it escape from Su Chen? Do you think you can escape? Su Chen snorted contemptuously. He activated his rapid combat boots and chased after the mutated blood plant. Human, spare my life. Otherwise, I will fight you to the death. Seeing that it could not escape, the mutated blood plant screamed in desperation. Su Chen snorted and swung his saber. A white torrent swept out and froze half of the mutated blood plant's body in the blink of an eye. Chapter 674. The mutated blood plant was terrified, but it did not wait for its death. It opened its mouth and spat out a wave of fire in an attempt to melt the ice on its body. However, the power of the fire element spell it released was far inferior to the fireball spell from before. At most, it was only at level 9. On the other hand, Su Chen's frost spell was a combination of the mysterious ice of the depths and the northern chill ice. Its power exceeded level 9. Therefore, the wave of fire could not melt the mutated blood plant in a short time. Senior, please spare my life. Seeing Su Chen charging toward it with a strong murderous aura, the mutated blood plant trembled violently and begged for mercy. Su Chen was unmoved. He released his mental strength and wrapped it around the mutated blood plant's body. At the same time, he controlled the combined elements 5 extremes mountain and smashed it down. There was a loud boom. The mutated blood plant was smashed to the ground by the 108,000 kilograms of force of the integrated 5 poles mountain. Half of its body was buried deep in the mud. Su Chen flew forward and stepped on the mutated blood plant. Then, he used the 100 times heavenly strength mantra and used the most barbaric and violent method to tear off the mutated blood plant's branches. Crack! The crisp sound of something breaking reverberated in the air. The thick branches detached from the mutated blood plant's trunk and turned into wooden sticks in the blink of an eye. Ah! The mutated blood plant could not bear the pain and screamed in agony. Junior brother Su is so fierce. So cruel. The scene of Su Chen torturing the mutated blood plant was witnessed by Gu Tianhua and the others. They felt their scalps tingle. Junior brother Chen, is junior brother Su always so fierce? Gu Tianhua looked at Chen Feng and asked softly. Su Chen's appearance was handsome, giving people a refined feeling. Who would have thought that when he fought, he would be so incomparably ferocious? It was really unexpected. Junior brother Su has always been ruthless when dealing with the mutated races. Chen Feng couldn't help but click his tongue when he thought of the torture Su Chen had used to extort information from the strange races. On the other side, Su Chen stopped torturing the mutated blood plant when it was about to die. He asked coldly, "Did you put the space-breaking stone here?" "Yes." The mutated blood plant's voice was as soft as a mosquito's. Su Chen narrowed his eyes and snorted lightly. "Where did you get the void-breaking stone? If you tell me the truth, I can give you a quick death. Otherwise, I'll make you beg for death." The mutated blood plant trembled in fear and said in a trembling voice, "Senior, Jianghu Ran of the undead race gave it to me." How did another undead come out of nowhere? Su Chen opened his eyes wide and shouted coldly, "What is going on? Tell the truth." The mutated blood plant did not want to experience the feeling of being tortured again, so it said honestly, "Jianghu Ran and I are working together. He is responsible for spreading the news, and I am responsible for killing the cultivators who come." Upon hearing this, Su Chen fell silent. The undead race had the ability to refine the dead into puppets, while the mutated blood plant could increase its strength by consuming flesh and blood. When the two of them worked together, they were indeed in cahoots and were jackals of the same tribe. Where is Jianghu Ran now? What is his cultivation level? Su Chen asked coldly. Since Jianghu Ran was the one who gave the space-breaking stone, he suspected that Jianghu Ran had more space-breaking stones. Jianghu Ran is a level 8 cultivator, but his whereabouts are unpredictable. "I don't know where he is either," the mutated blood plant said straightforwardly. Since he had asked all the questions he needed, there was no need to keep the mutated blood plant alive. Su Chen rubbed his nose and punched out without warning, killing the mutated blood plant. After a while, he collected the shards and kept the mutated blood plant's demon core. He then contacted the longevity fruit tree. Little show, can the mutated blood plant's corpse be used as fertilizer? Chapter 675. Master, The mutated blood plant contains rich energy, but the energy is very heterogeneous. It's not easy to absorb, the life fruit tree said. Got it. Su Chen nodded. He raised his hand and shot out a fire-type spell, burning the mutated blood plant's corpse. Then he called Mo Rong to his side and asked softly, Old Mo, have you heard of someone called Zhongli Ran in the undead clan? Zhongli Ran, Mo Rong muttered. His expression suddenly changed, and he replied with a trembling voice. Master, Zhongli Ran is an evil practitioner. Although he is only at level 8, he has refined hundreds of powerful corpses. His true combat power is even higher than a level 9 practitioner. Hearing this, Su Chen's eyes flashed. Zhongli Ran was obviously a difficult person to deal with. However, since he might have a space-breaking stone, Su Chen would not let him go. Is there any way to find Zhongli Ran? After thinking for a while, Su Chen continued to ask. No, Mo Rong replied. Then he explained, Zhongli Ran is not only powerful, but he is also very careful. Otherwise, with the crimes he has committed, he would have been killed by other forces. Looks like we can only try our luck. Su Chen sighed and returned with Mo Rong. Junior brother Su. When Su Chen came closer, Gu Tianhua and the rest all went forward to welcome him. They looked very respectful. The power that Su Chen had displayed was enough to make them respect him. If they had not known him for a long time, they would have even called him Senior Su Chen. Su Chen smiled and greeted everyone. Then he asked, Senior brothers, do you know where I can buy a space-breaking stone? The intelligent war chariot needed at least 5 space-breaking stones to activate its ability to travel between realms. Therefore, he had to find a way to get another space-breaking stone. Hearing this, everyone fell silent. The space-breaking stone was very rare. Even if there was one, it would be controlled by some big forces. It was rarely sold to the public. Junior brother Su, a space-breaking stone appeared at the auction in Tianfeng City a few years ago. If you can't find it, you can try your luck there, Gongge reminded him after thinking for a while. Heaven Seal City. Su Chen silently noted it down. If he couldn't find the void-breaking stone after a long time, he could indeed go and take a look. Junior brother Su, aren't you from the mysterious heavenly mainland? At this moment, Gu Tianhua probed. He had heard of all the young geniuses in the mysterious heavenly mainland. For someone as powerful as Su Chen, it was reasonable to say that his name should have spread far and wide. But he had never heard of Su Chen's name and deeds, so he suspected that Su Chen had come from the outer islands. I came from Jianghu Island. I just entered the mysterious heavenly continent today. Su Chen didn't hide anything and spoke bluntly. Oh. Gu Tianhua suddenly realized something and turned to look at Lang Mai. Junior brother Lung. How did you meet junior brother Su? I only met junior brother Su today, but junior brother Chen and junior sister Xia have known junior brother Su for a long time, Lang Mai explained with a smile. Gu Tianhua then looked at Chen Feng. He knew that Chen Feng and Xia Jingyi had recently left the mysterious heavenly mainland to train, so he suspected that they might have met on the outer islands. Chen Feng said, It's all thanks to junior brother Su that junior sister Xia and I are able to meet all of you alive. Hearing this, Lang Mai and the others' expressions froze as they waited for Chen Feng to continue. Although Chen Feng and Xia Jingyi were only level 6 cultivators, their combat strength was comparable to level 7 cultivators. Coupled with their identities as disciples of the Sun Moon Star Palace, who would dare to kill them? If such a thing really happened, the Sun Moon Star Palace would never let it go, no matter who the other party was. Chapter 676. Here's what happened. Chen Feng heaved a sigh of relief and told the story slowly. He told them how he met Su Chen when he entered the Imperial Beast Continent, and how he left the Imperial Beast Continent. By the time Chen Feng was done, Gu Tianhua and the others were shocked beyond words. They looked at Su Chen in a daze, their expressions dull. Massacring people from the Imperial Beast Continent. Killing 2 level 9 sacred lords from the Imperial Beast clan. Threatening and blackmailing the patriarch of the Imperial Beast clan. It could be said that each and every one of them was earth-shattering. Even though they heard it with their own ears, they still found it unbelievable. So he's this powerful. Gu Tianhua came back to his senses and sighed inwardly. He looked at Su Chen with eyes full of awe and worship. Su Chen's power when he killed the mutated tribesman and the mutated blood plant was already ridiculously powerful. They never thought that the power he showed was only the tip of the iceberg. Even a sacred level like the patriarch of the Imperial Beast clan could not intimidate Su Chen. Instead, he was threatened by Su Chen. Gu Tianhua's breathing stopped every time he thought of this. There's actually such an extraordinary genius in this world. It's unbelievable. Jianghu clicked her tongue and sighed with emotion. They were all outstanding disciples of their respective sections. They could be called genius disciples no matter where they went. However, compared to Su Chen, it was like comparing a firefly to the moon. There was a world of difference. They were not even on the same level. They even secretly guessed that with Su Chen's talent, he might be the first human to reach the sacred level in 10,000 years. Lin Huayin probed, "Junior brother Su, how old are you this year?" Gu Tianhua and Gonggu were also interested. Su Chen looked very young. How old was he this year? Su Chen rubbed his nose and said calmly, 17. 17? He had the power to kill a level 9 sacred lord at the age of 17? Gu Tianhua and the rest were petrified. Even their breathing stopped. Chen Feng and the other two looked at each other and couldn't help laughing. When they first learned that Su Chen was only 17 years old, how could they not have this shocked expression on their faces? Chen Feng cleared his throat and smiled meaningfully. "Senior brother Gu, senior sister Lin, I have another piece of good news to tell you." Happy occasion? Gu Tianhua and the rest looked at Chen Feng in confusion. Chen Feng did not make them wait for long as he announced solemnly. "Apart from dealing with some trivial matters, junior brother Su will also join our Sun Moon Star Palace on his trip to the mysterious heavenly mainland." What? Gu Tianhua and Lin Huayin were pleasantly surprised. They both looked at Su Chen. With Su Chen's talent and strength, if he were to join the Sun Moon Star Palace, the strength of the Sun Moon Star Palace would definitely increase by a large margin. Gonggu was startled for a moment and sighed faintly. Although the flowing water sect was also one of the 7 major forces of the Forgotten Autumn Mountain, its strength could not be compared to the Sun Moon Star Palace. If they were to make a ranking, the Sun Moon Star Palace would be ranked first while the Flowing Water Sect would be ranked last. The gap was already big enough. With Su Chen joining, the Sun Moon Star Palace would be even more outstanding. Gonggu was extremely envious of this. Under the gaze of Gu Tianhua and Lin Huayin, Su Chen rubbed his nose and said solemnly, "I do have the intention to join the Sun Moon Star Palace." After receiving Su Chen's affirmative answer, Gu Tianhua clenched his fists tightly with a face full of excitement. Lin Huayin was also grinning from ear to ear. Su Chen smiled and changed the topic. "Senior brother Gu, where are you guys going?" "We plan to make a trip to Xianxia Valley," Gu Tianhua replied. Chapter 677. "We're also planning to go to Cici Valley. Let's get in the car together," Su Chen said. Gu Tianhua and the other two didn't hesitate and followed Su Chen into the intelligent war chariot. Su Chen gave everyone a simple introduction and ordered the intelligent war chariot to continue to Xianxia Valley. Unexpectedly, just as the intelligent war chariot was ignited and started, they saw 2 young men rushing towards them. "Master, these 2 are level 7 cultivators," the intelligent war chariot reminded. Su Chen could guess that most of these 2 people had received the news that there was a void-breaking stone here. It's Ouyang Buhui from the Ouyang family and Nzaheo from the Assassin League. Chen Feng's face froze slightly. People from the Ouyang family. Su Chen narrowed his eyes and muttered. When he was on Chong Su Island, Ouyang Chung Feng, who he had killed, was from the Ouyang family. He didn't know if this Ouyang Buhui was here for revenge. "We don't have to pay attention to them," Gu Tianhua snorted. The 7 major forces of Forgotten Autumn Mountain were also in conflict with each other. Take the Sun Moon Star Palace for example. They had a good relationship with the Flowing Water Sect, but they were enemies with the Assassin League. Gu Tianhua didn't want to pay attention to them, and Su Chen was even more lazy to pay attention to them. He ordered, "Satoshi, don't pay attention to them. Keep driving." Yes. The intelligent war chariot received the order and drove straight out of the small tree. Seeing that the intelligent war chariot was about to leave, Ouyang Buhui and Nzaheo looked at each other and moved their feet, blocking the intelligent war chariot. "Satoshi, open the door." With the way blocked, Su Chen's eyes were unusually cold. "Gotcha." The moment the door opened, Gu Tianhua was the first to rush out. He was worried that Su Chen would have a conflict with the other party, so he planned to come out and solve it. Ouyang Buhui and Zaheo, why are you blocking our MCV? Gu Tianhua glanced coldly and asked loudly. Gu Tianhua, why are you here? Ouyang Buhui and Zaheo were stunned. Gu Tianhua, how did our union of assassins die here? Also, who has the void-breaking stone? And Zaheo recovered and asked coldly. The void-breaking stone is in my hands. At this moment, Su Chen got out of the car. Chen Feng and the others followed behind Su Chen. Seeing so many Sun Moon Star Palace disciples appear here, and Zaheo rolled his eyes and finally stared at Su Chen. He snorted lightly and said, Brat, hand over half of the void-breaking stones and I can let you go. I'm afraid it's impossible for you to leave. As soon as Zaheo finished speaking, Ouyang Buhui stepped forward and stared coldly at Su Chen. He questioned sternly, Boy, have you been to Chongshu Island? Did you kill my brother? His younger brother was Ouyang Changfeng. After Ouyang Changfeng was killed by Su Chen, the Ouyang family quickly received the news and the murderer's portrait, which was very similar to Su Chen. Gu Tianhua and the other two did not know that Su Chen had killed Ouyang Changfeng and were shocked at this moment. The Ouyang family had a sage-level ancestor behind them. The death of one of their clansmen would cause quite a stir. Are you talking about that trash Ouyang Changfeng? If so, he did die in my hands. Su Chen admitted generously. Hiss! Gu Tianhua and the other two gasped. From Chen Feng, they had already known about Su Chen's audacity and fearlessness. However, there should be a limit to how unscrupulous he could be, right? The Ouyang family was not an ordinary force. Was he not afraid of revenge? However, when they thought about how Su Chen even dared to blackmail the ancestor of the Imperial Beast clan, they felt relieved. Chapter 678. Sure enough, it was you who did it. Ouyang Buhui gritted his teeth and muttered. His body exuded a strong murderous aura as he stared coldly at Su Chen. Brat, are you going to die? Or are you forcing me to take action? Ouyang Buhui, don't be so arrogant. Lang Mai stood in front of Su Chen and shouted. Ling Mai, this brat has nothing to do with your Sun Moon Star Palace, right? Are you going to stand up for him? Ouyang Buhui frowned. The fact that Su Chen was with the Sun Moon Star Palace meant that their relationship wasn't ordinary. However, no matter how good their relationship was, they wouldn't fall out with the Ouyang family, right? Lang Mai suddenly appeared. His attitude was very firm as he swore to protect Su Chen. This was something that Ouyang Buhui hadn't expected. How is it not related? Junior brother Su is about to join our Sun Moon Star Palace. If you dare to touch him, you'll be going against our Sun Moon Star Palace. Gu Tianhua stepped forward and scolded without any trace of politeness. The Ouyang family wasn't to be trifled with, but the Sun Moon Star Palace wasn't to be trifled with either. Su Chen would soon become a disciple of the Sun Moon Star Palace. How could the people of the Sun Moon Star Palace be bullied by others? Chen Feng and the rest also stepped forward and stared at Ouyang Buhui like a tiger watching its prey. Even the palace pavilion stood firmly on Su Chen's side. You! Ouyang Buhui gritted his teeth as his face turned red and white. The people of the Sun Moon Star Palace were obviously protecting Su Chen and didn't put the Ouyang family in their eyes. Ouyang Buhui was so angry that his lungs were about to explode. However, after weighing the strength of the other party, he knew that he didn't stand a chance. If he insisted on killing Su Chen, he might be the first to be killed. Therefore, even if he was extremely angry, he didn't dare to take action at this time. Ouyang Buhui had admitted defeat, but Zaheo didn't want to let it go. Gu Tianhua, the people of the Assassin Alliance can't die in vain. At least hand over a space-breaking stone. Otherwise, I won't let you off. Zaheo glared at Gu Tianhua and threatened coldly. Zaheo, don't be so shameless. If you don't leave, don't blame me for being impolite. Lang Mai scolded first. You! Zaheo had a look of contempt on his face. Among the people from the Sun Moon Star Palace, the only one who could pose a threat to him was Gu Tianhua. Therefore, he didn't put Lang Mai in his eyes. Just as Lang Mai was about to speak, he was interrupted by Su Chen. Senior brother Lang, leave it to me. With that, Su Chen narrowed his eyes, looked at Nzaheo, and said indifferently, "The void-piercing stones are in my hands, come and take them if you have the ability." Seeing Su Chen's fearless look, Nzaheo started to mutter. Could it be that this brat was pretending to be a pig to eat a tiger? When he thought about how Su Chen was able to kill Ouyang Chengfeng, he knew that Su Chen was definitely not weak. Furthermore, he had the protection of the Sun Moon Star Palace's members. He did not intend to take the risk. "I'll spare you today." Nzaheo snorted coldly, turned around, and was about to leave with Ouyang Buhui. However, at this moment, Su Chen suddenly spoke. "You think you can come and go as you please? Do you think I don't care about my reputation? What else do you want?" Nzaheo stopped in his tracks, turned around, and glared at Su Chen. His eyes were filled with bone-chilling coldness. Su Chen curled his lips slightly. "Very simple, kill you." "Kill us?" Ouyang Buhui and Nzaheo were stunned. Even Gu Tianhua did not dare to say such words. What right did Su Chen have to boast so shamelessly? Was there something wrong with his brain? Gu Tianhua and the others were shocked. They did not doubt that Su Chen had the ability to kill Nzaheo and Ouyang Buhui. What they were worried about was that if they killed these two, they would completely fall out with the Ouyang family and the Assassin Alliance. If these two families joined forces with other forces to denounce them, it would be very disadvantageous for the Sun Moon Star Palace. Chapter 679. Boy, you really dare to brag. I'm right here. Why don't you come and kill me? Nzaheo sneered. He could not wait for Su Chen to make a move on him. As long as Su Chen dared to make a move, he could kill Su Chen openly. As you wish. A cold light shot out from Su Chen's eyes. With a move of his feet, he charged straight at Nzaheo. Junior brother Su, calm down. Gu Tianhua and the others tried to stop him, but it was too late. No one could stop Su Chen once he had the intention to kill. You're courting death. Nzaheo sneered and a pitch-black dagger appeared in his hand. The dagger emitted a faint glow. He had already sensed that Su Chen was only a level 7 evolver. Among those of the same level, only Gu Tianhua could make him hesitate. The others, including Su Chen, were no match for him. Ouyang Buhui looked on coldly. A cruel smile appeared at the corner of his mouth. He had absolute confidence in Nzaheo's strength. He believed that with Nzaheo's strength, he could definitely kill Su Chen in an instant. In this way, Ouyang Qingfeng's revenge could be avenged. Su Chen rushed forward and instantly released his mind power, crushing toward Nzaheo. Mind power. Feeling an invisible force coming toward him, Nzaheo's face changed. He waved the dagger in his hand wildly. Streaks of black light flashed and scattered the mind power around him. However, at this moment, the void trembled. A 5-colored mountain appeared in mid-air, faintly enveloping Nzaheo. Sacred weapon? Ouyang Buhui muttered, his body trembling violently. What weapon is this? Feeling the violent pressure emitted from the integrated 5 Extremes mountain, Nzaheo's face completely changed, and he flew back without thinking. You think you can run away? The corner of Su Chen's mouth curled into a contemptuous smile. Then, he flicked his finger and shot a green light at Nzaheo's feet. Nzaheo hadn't even taken 2 steps when he suddenly felt that his feet were tightly bound by something. He couldn't move at all. Seeing the primordial 5 Extremes mountain smashing down on his head, he was burning with anxiety and used all his strength to try to break free. However, Su Chen's wood elemental entanglement was a combination of 2 wood elemental manifestations. Its power had already surpassed a level 8 spell. Nzaheo was only level 7, so it was impossible for him to break free in a short period of time. No! Nzaheo let out a desperate roar as the integrated 5 Extremes mountain smashed down. Then, his entire body was smashed into the ground. Boom! After the integrated 5 Extremes mountain landed on the ground, it let out an earth-shattering boom, causing the entire ground to tremble. Dead! Seeing this scene, Ouyang Buhui felt a chill run down his spine, and even his breathing stopped. Gu Tianhua and the others also opened their mouths wide. Nzaheo was one of the strongest among level 7 players, but under Su Chen's hands, he was instantly killed without being able to put up any resistance. At this moment, they had once again witnessed Su Chen's power. After killing Nzaheo, Su Chen squinted his eyes and looked at Ouyang Buhui. He said mockingly, "Didn't you want to avenge that useless Ouyang Chengfeng? I'll give you a chance." Ouyang Buhui swallowed his saliva and said in a trembling voice, "Junior brother Su, that useless brother of mine is dead. I won't avenge him. Please let me go." And Nzaheo, who was much stronger than him, was instantly killed by Su Chen. Wouldn't Su Chen kill him as easily as squashing an ant? If he wanted to live, he could only beg Su Chen for mercy. Hearing this, Chen Feng and the others looked at him with disdain. Ouyang Buhui actually said such words in order to live. It was an insult to the Ouyang family's reputation. Chapter 680. With Su Chen's way of doing things, how could he let the tiger return to the mountain? "You can go down and accompany that useless brother of yours." Su Chen snorted coldly and raised his hand to unleash a Pegasus meteor punch. Bang, bang, bang. With a series of explosions, Ouyang Buhui was smashed into a pile of minced meat without any resistance. Su Chen then shot out 2 fireballs, burning the corpses of Nzaheo and Ouyang Buhui to ashes. It could be considered as destroying the corpses and eliminating the evidence. "Senior brothers, let's get in the car." Su Chen called out and took the lead to get into the intelligent war chariot. Gu Tianhua and the rest clicked their tongues and followed behind Su Chen. Everyone returned to the car, and the intelligent war chariot continued to drive towards Xianxia Valley. Su Chen sat in the driver's seat and began to sort out the debris. Gu Tianhua and the rest gathered together to discuss something. Half an hour later, Su Chen finished sorting out the debris and came to Gu Tianhua and the rest. He asked in a low voice, "Senior brother Gu, what forces are there in Forgotten Autumn Mountain?" There were a total of 7 major forces in Forgotten Autumn Mountain. So far, he knew of 5. Sun Moon Star Palace, Flowing Water Sect, Ouyang Clan, Beast Lodge, and Assassin Alliance. He had not heard of the remaining 2. Considering that he would come into contact with these forces sooner or later after joining Sun Moon Star Palace, he wanted to know in advance. "Other than the 5 you know, there's also Qilin Sect and Ice Palace," Gu Tianhua replied. Su Chen nodded slightly and continued, "Do all 7 forces have sage-level ancestors?" Only sage-level existences could threaten him, so he was especially concerned about this. As for level 10 experts, they might be able to defeat him, but it was impossible for them to kill him. Hence, he did not take it to heart. Gu Tianhua smiled. "Sage-level ancestors are not cabbages. It's impossible for every family to have one. And in Forgotten Autumn Mountain, only Sun Moon Star Palace, Ouyang Clan, and Assassin Alliance have sage-level ancestors." Su Chen heaved a sigh of relief and continued, "I heard from Senior Brother Lung that only 10 people can advance to the next round of the Forgotten Autumn Mountain selection. How is the selection conducted?" Previously, when he talked to Lang Mai about the preliminaries, he only had a general idea. He didn't know the specifics. "The method is very simple. Everyone who participates in the selection will fight in an arena. In the end, the 10 people who remain in the arena will obtain a place to advance." Chaotic battle? Ganging up? Su Chen was stunned for a moment. He had never thought that such a big event like the selection would actually use such a method. After catching his breath, he continued to ask, "How many people from our Sun Moon Star Palace are participating?" Since it was a free-for-all, his presence was enough to guarantee that the people from the Sun Moon Star Palace would be able to obtain a spot. Of course, there were only 10 spots, provided that the number of people could not exceed this number. "Including you, it should be 5 people," Gu Tianhua replied after thinking for a moment. Su Chen was slightly stunned. Including himself, there were 6 people from the Sun Moon Star Palace in the carriage. Even if there was not a single person from the Sun Moon Star Palace, the number was still not right. "Senior brother Gu, the number is not right, is it?" Su Chen exclaimed softly. Gu Tianhua knew what Su Chen was thinking, so he explained, "Due to the issue of junior brother Chen and junior sister Xia's strength, it's very likely that they won't be participating in the selection this time. And there's also junior sister Qiuying in the sect. Including her, it's exactly 5 people. Are the people participating in the selection all at a high level?" Su Chen was a little puzzled. Logically speaking, although Chen Feng and Xia Jingyi were only level 6, their strength was comparable to level 7. This kind of strength was already not weak, So how could they not even have a place to participate? Chapter 681. Those participating in the preliminaries are all at level 7, and there are a few at level 8. Although junior sister Chiu Ying is the youngest, her cultivation has already reached level 7. She is the strongest among us except for junior brother Su. Gu Tianhua explained with a smile, and he even pointed out Chiu Ying's situation. Oh. Su Chen nodded. After pondering for a while, he turned to Gong Gu and said, Senior brother Gong, how many people from the Flowing Water sect are participating? He planned to take all the spots for the Forgotten Autumn Mountains preliminaries. He also planned to let Chen Feng and Xia Jingyi participate as well. In this way, there would be 7 spots. The remaining 3 spots would be given to the Flowing Water sect. Firstly, the Flowing Water sect had a good relationship with the Sun Moon Star Palace. Secondly, Gong Ji's previous performance had gained his approval. Whether it was facing the mutated blood plant, Ouyang Buhui, or in Zaheo, Gong Gu did not shrink back. Instead, he stood on his side without hesitation. This kind of person was worthy of deep friendship. Su Chen wanted to take the opportunity to help him. Just me. Gong Ji's face was red as he whispered. Although the Flowing Water sect was one of the 7 major forces of the Forgotten Autumn Mountain, it had been declining in recent years. It only had 1 level 10 expert, and was at the bottom of the 7 major forces. Among the younger generation, he was the only one who had reached level 7. Compared to the Sun Moon Star Palace, it was a little shabby. Just me. Su Chen did not think too much about it. He rubbed his nose and turned to Gu Tianhua. Senior brother Gu, which of the 7 major forces have a good relationship with the Sun Moon Star Palace? Gu Tianhua did not know why Su Chen asked this question, but he still answered truthfully, the Frost Palace and the Beast Lodge have a good relationship with us. Su Chen nodded slightly and continued to make arrangements. Out of the 10 spots, the Sun Moon Star Palace will take 7. We will give 1 to Senior Brother Gong's Flowing Water sect, and the remaining 2 will be given to the Frost Palace. Because he had killed Shen Ruohong on Chongshu Island, and Shen Ruohong was an elder of the Beast Lodge, he naturally could not give the spots to the Beast Lodge. What did he mean? The preliminaries had not started yet. Why was Su Chen allocating the spots? Gu Tianhua and the others were dumbfounded. Su Chen smiled meaningfully. I'm prepared to take all 10 spots for the Forgotten Autumn Mountain selection this time. Everyone reacted and was pleasantly surprised. In particular, Gong Ji's breathing became abnormally rapid. With Su Chen's strength, it was enough to sweep away all of them. It was indeed very likely that he would obtain all of the quotas. Junior apprentice brother Su, how confident are you? Gu Tianhua took a deep breath and asked probingly. The number of participants in the selection competition was directly related to whether or not they could enter the Void Battleground. If he could really obtain all 10 slots, not only would he be able to boost the reputation of the Sun Moon Star Palace, but he would also be able to increase the overall strength of the Sun Moon Star Palace in an extremely short amount of time. This was because there was a certain probability of awakening special abilities after entering the Void Battleground. If the strength of the disciples increased, the strength of the sect would also increase. On the other hand, they could also take the opportunity to suppress their opponents and rope in forces that were on good terms with them. It was killing 2 birds with 1 stone. If there aren't any level 10 existences, I'm 100% confident, Su Chen said solemnly. Hearing that, Gu Tianhua and the others clenched their fists. The Forgotten Autumn Mountain selection competition was a competition between the younger generation. Level 9 existences would not even appear, let alone level 10 existences. With Su Chen holding the fort, it was indeed very likely that they would obtain all 10 spots. Gu Tianhua took a deep breath and said in a deep voice, Junior brother Su, this matter is very serious. I have to rush back to the sect immediately to report this to the sect master. There was less than a month before the selection competition. He had to report this matter in time so that the upper echelons of the sect could prepare in advance. Chapter 682. Senior brother Gu, aren't you going to Xianxia Valley? Su Chen asked. No, I have important business to attend to. Gu Tianhua smiled and explained, I was going to Xianxia Valley to look for Master Wu Yazi to improve the quality of my weapons, but since I have the blood gems, the senior in charge of refining weapons can also do that. Junior brother Su, I'll also go back to the flowing water sect, Gonga said. Originally, with his strength, it was almost impossible for him to get a place in the preliminaries. However, since Su Chen had promised, it was almost certain that he would get a place. This kind of important matter naturally had to be reported to the senior management of the flowing water sect as soon as possible. I'll go back with senior brother Gu, Lin Huayin thought for a moment and said. Seeing that the three of them were determined to go, Su Chen did not stop them. After the three of them left, Su Chen glanced at the central control screen and asked the intelligent war chariot, Satoshi, how long will it take to reach Xianxia Valley? About 2 days, the intelligent war chariot estimated and replied. Later, Su Chen arranged for Yang how to prepare the meal. Lang Mai was stunned by the various roasted meat, fruits, and drinks. Senior brother Lang. Help yourself. There's too much food. Su Chen greeted him with a smile. Junior brother Su, I won't stand on ceremony, Lang Mai said, a little embarrassed. Although he was a disciple of the Sun Moon Star Palace, it was the first time he had seen such a rich meal. After eating and drinking, everyone began to listen to music and play Do Di Zhu, which broadened Lang Mai's horizons. 2 days later, the intelligent war chariot arrived outside a huge valley. This was Xianxia Valley. At this time, there were thousands of people gathered outside Xianxia Valley. Not only were there humans, but there were also dozens of alien races. Su Chen glanced outside and frowned slightly. These people must have come to visit Master Wu Yazi. If they were to line up according to the order, he did not know how long it would take. Fortunately, he learned from Lang Mai that this place had spontaneously organized a challenge competition. Only the strongest would be qualified to enter. With their strength, it should be easy for them to obtain a spot. When Su Chen was about to get off the car, Lang Mai suddenly said, Junior brother Su, something's wrong. Su Chen was slightly stunned. He looked at Lang Mai and asked gently, Senior brother Lang, what's wrong? Lang Mai explained, the information I received is that if you want to enter Xianxia Valley to visit Grandmaster Wu Yazi, you have to go through a challenge. However, as you can see, there are many people here, yet there are no fights. Could it be that the method of entering has changed? Indeed. Su Chen nodded slightly. With so many people gathered here, it was reasonable to say that the atmosphere should be filled with the smell of gunpowder, but the scene was very calm. This meant that Lang Mai's guess was most likely correct. No matter what the situation is, we have to go and take a look. Su Chen said and took the lead to get out of the car. The primordial soul-shaped fruit tree was in Wu Yazi's hands. Even if he had to resort to violence, he had to enter Xianxia Valley today. Lang Mai and the other two exchanged glances and got out of the car one after another to follow Su Chen. The others stayed in the car and waited according to the original plan. Walking to the front of the crowd, Su Chen asked a human man and learned that the method of entering Xianxia Valley had indeed changed. The only way to enter Xianxia Valley was to take out some items with life force in exchange. Only then would one be able to obtain a spot to enter. Chapter 683. Things with life force were abnormally precious. How many people could have them? As a result, the number of people who could enter Xianxia Valley was very few. However, this was not a problem for Su Chen. He just happened to have it on him. Whether it was the longevity fruit or the wooden wand made from the tree of life's branches, he met the requirements to enter. However, the longevity fruit had great implications, so he would not easily show it to others. He planned to use the wooden wand as a stepping stone. Senior brother Lang, you guys wait outside for a while. I'll go in and check out the situation first, Su Chen whispered to Lang Mai and the other two. Junior brother Su, do you have something? Chen Feng asked. He was now a little worried. If Su Chen did not have anything, would he barge in? With Su Chen's character, he might really do it. It was fine if it was an ordinary place, but Xianxia Valley was different. It was rumored that Wu Yazi was not only a weapon refinement master, but also a cultivator with unfathomable strength. Ever since Wu Yazi took over Xianxia Valley, no one had dared to cause trouble here. From this, it could be seen how powerful Wu Yazi was. I just happen to have something. I can try my luck, Su Chen said with a smile. Hearing that, Chen Feng and the other two sighed in relief. After a while, Su Chen walked towards Xianxia Valley alone. Xianxia Valley was surrounded by mountains. The only way in was a tunnel in the middle of the mountain. There were two middle-aged men standing guard outside the tunnel. Su Chen walked forward and took out the wooden wand. He handed it to one of the guards and asked, "I can enter with this wooden wand, right? Although it's an inanimate object, it contains the power of life. You can barely enter." That guard nodded and said to Su Chen, "Follow me." Su Chen followed behind the guard and entered the tunnel. After walking for about 10 minutes, they arrived at a valley. The valley was not very big. The environment was quiet and the air was fresh, giving people a very comfortable feeling. "Master is right there. Just take your things and go there." The guard pointed at a straw hut in the valley and reminded him before returning to the tunnel. Su Chen didn't think too much about it and slowly walked towards the thatched hut. He walked up to the thatched hut and casually sized it up. Then he shouted into the hut, "Grandmaster Wu Yazi, Junior Su Chen has come to visit. Please come in." A deep and distant sound came from inside the house. Then, the small wooden door of the thatched hut opened automatically. Su Chen raised his eyebrows and walked in. The room was empty. Other than a short old man with white hair, there was nothing else in the room. Su Chen sized up the other party, and his eyelids suddenly twitched. The old man before him was undoubtedly Wu Yazi. This person seemed to be very old, but he could vaguely sense an unusually majestic aura contained within. His aura was so strong that he had never felt it before, not even from a level 9 expert like the Northern East Sacred Lord. Wu Yazi is a level 10 expert? Su Chen was secretly shocked. "You know the rules, right? Bring it over and let me have a look." Wu Yazi's eyes flickered as he glanced at Su Chen and said very calmly. Su Chen didn't hesitate and handed the wooden wand to Wu Yazi. Wu Yazi took it and carefully sized it up. His expression suddenly changed, but it quickly returned to normal. He sighed faintly. "It's a pity that it's a dead object." Su Chen muttered in his heart. Could it be that he recognized the origin of the wooden wand? The wooden wand was made from the branches of the Tree of Life. Very few people knew about this. If Wu Yazi could recognize it at a glance, then it was not simple. Chapter 684. Wu Yazi looked at Su Chen and asked softly, "Little friend Su Chen, can you tell me where this wooden staff came from?" "Senior, you can call me Su Chen." Su Chen smiled and said, "I took this wooden staff from an elder of the Sacred Empire." Sacred Empire. Wu Yazi repeated the name and said, "This wooden staff can be used for trade. Do you want to forge weapons or sell them?" Su Chen narrowed his eyes and said lightly, "Senior, I want to trade something with you." His main goal was the spirit sculpting fruit tree. He had to make sure he could get his hands on it before making other plans. Wu Yazi let out a soft cry of surprise and looked at Su Chen with interest. "Tell me, what do you want to trade?" "Senior, you should have a spirit sculpting fruit tree, right?" "I want to trade it," Su Chen said straightforwardly. Wu Yazi was surprised at first, but then he shook his head and said with a smile, "Your wooden staff is good, but it's not enough to trade for a spirit sculpting fruit tree." The spirit sculpting fruit tree and the Tree of Life were sacred demon plants. A wooden staff made from a branch of the Tree of Life was not enough to trade for a spirit sculpting fruit tree. Su Chen knew this and did not want to trade for a spirit sculpting fruit tree with a wooden staff. "Senior, I can add something else," Su Chen said. "Tell me about it." Wu Yazi was interested. He thought that if Su Chen could take out a wooden staff that contained vitality, he might have other good things. "I have a lot of blood gems, some level 8 mutant beast bones, and countless energy stones of various grades," Su Chen said slowly. Wu Yazi was not interested in the energy stones, but the blood gems and level 8 mutant beast bones were enough to move him. After sizing up Su Chen in a daze, Wu Yazi probed, "Su Chen, you shouldn't be 20 years old this year, right?" "Junior is 17 this year," Su Chen said truthfully. Wu Yazi nodded and continued to ask, "Then what level are you at?" In order to obtain blood gems and level 8 mutant beast bones, one had to be strong enough. If he was not strong enough, such a precious item would have long been snatched away by others. But what puzzled him was that Su Chen was so young. How strong could he be? "I'm a level 7 cultivator," Su Chen said directly. "Level 7? Wu Yazi clicked his tongue and could not help but sigh with emotion. What a genius! He was already a level 7 cultivator at the age of 17. From this, one could see how terrifying Su Chen's cultivation talent was. Wu Yazi even felt that those saint-level experts were far inferior to Su Chen at his age. Taking a deep breath, Wu Yazi smiled apologetically and said in a low voice, "If it were in the past, these things would have been tempting. But now, this old man only wants something that contains life force, so this deal can't be reached." Hearing this, Su Chen fell silent. He was determined to get the spirit sculpting fruit tree, and he had to get it no matter what. But Wu Yazi's insistence on wanting something with vitality put him in a difficult position. The fruit of longevity should be possible, but he did not dare to take it out because he could not see through Wu Yazi's strength. If Wu Yazi harbored evil intentions, he did not think that he would be a match for him. After hesitating for a while, Su Chen gritted his teeth and said, "What if I use a divine weapon to exchange for it?" The huge yellow sword in his hand was undoubtedly a divine weapon. Since it had been used by the Sacred Lord, he did not intend to keep it for himself. It would be a waste if he did not use it. He might as well use it to exchange for the spirit sculpting fruit tree. Chapter 685. You still have a sacred artifact? Wu Yazi's mouth was agape. Sacred artifacts usually existed in the hands of sage stage experts. Even in some large factions, the number of sacred artifacts that possessed them was extremely small. On the other hand, Su Chen, who was only a level 7 cultivator, had a sacred artifact. It was truly inconceivable. On the other hand, Su Chen actually wanted to use a sacred artifact to exchange for the primordial spirit sculpting fruit tree. This was also unexpected. "Senior, can I exchange for it?" Su Chen inquired. Wu Yazi recovered and said helplessly, "Logically speaking, a sacred artifact should be enough to exchange for the primordial spirit sculpting fruit tree. However, I have some unspeakable difficulties, so I can't exchange with you." For the sake of Su Chen's sincerity, he also gave an explanation. "Unspeakable difficulties?" Su Chen frowned slightly and probed, "Senior, can you tell me?" Originally, he didn't want to ask about the other party's privacy. However, for the primordial spirit sculpting fruit tree, he had no choice but to ask. Wu Yazi hesitated for a moment and sighed. "Fine. Seeing that we hit it off quite well, this old man will nag you for a while." Su Chen was delighted and listened quietly. This old man's time is almost up. If I want to continue living, I can only use some things with vitality. Although the primordial spirit sculpting fruit tree doesn't have vitality, it can still delay aging to a certain extent, Wu Yazi said slowly. Su Chen was enlightened. He finally understood why Wu Yazi didn't choose to exchange with him. If he was about to die, what was the use of having good things? At this moment, Su Chen suddenly had a bold idea. Could he use the longevity fruit as bait and take the opportunity to subdue Wu Yazi? Wu Yazi's cultivation aside, just his ability to refine equipment was enough to move him. However, doing so would be taking advantage of someone's precarious situation, or rather, it was despicable. However, Su Chen wasn't a saint. Moreover, he didn't intend to harm Wu Yazi. Therefore, he didn't feel that there was anything wrong with what he was doing. With this thought in mind, Su Chen pondered for a moment and said softly, "Senior, if I can give you something to prolong your life, can you stay by my side?" Wu Yazi was taken aback. When he came to his senses, a hint of anger appeared on his face. 2 cold rays of light shot out from his eyes as he snorted. "You want me to submit to you?" Su Chen sensed an extremely powerful killing intent from Wu Yazi's gaze, causing his heart to thump violently. As expected, Wu Yazi hid his strength well. Su Chen clicked his tongue and quickly calmed down. He smiled and said, "Senior, using the word submit is inappropriate. I think cooperation is more appropriate." Seeing that Su Chen had calmed down so quickly under his pressure, Wu Yazi was stunned for a moment. Then, he looked at Su Chen again and said in a deep voice, "You should know what this old master wants. Tell me what you can give me first, then we can talk about cooperation." Seeing that Wu Yazi was a little moved, Su Chen was delighted and said, "As for what it is, I can't tell Senior for the time being. However, I can guarantee that it can prolong Senior's life." After seeing how terrifying Wu Yazi was, Su Chen didn't dare to easily reveal the longevity fruit. Hearing this, Wu Yan narrowed his eyes and pondered for a moment before saying, "Aren't you afraid that I'll kill you and take away your things?" Su Chen sneered and said solemnly, "It's not that I'm arrogant, but no one under the saint stage can kill me." Chapter 686. Wu Yazi's expression froze as he stared blankly at Su Chen. No one below the sage stage can kill you? How can a level 7 cultivator be so arrogant? Instinctively, he thought that Su Chen was boasting shamelessly. But when he saw Su Chen's calm expression, he began to have second thoughts. Could it be that he was still hiding his strength? Thinking of this, Wu Yazi muttered, "Since you're so confident in yourself, do you dare to take one of my moves? As long as you can take one of my moves and survive, the matter of cooperation can be discussed. Then I'll take one of Senior's moves." Su Chen was overjoyed and hurriedly agreed. With his current strength, apart from a sage stage expert, who else could defeat him in one move? As for Wu Yazi, since he was in the continent, he definitely wasn't a sage stage expert. If he wasn't a sage stage expert, he had nothing to fear. "Good, you've got guts." Wu Yazi laughed and said, "This place isn't suitable for fighting. Let's go somewhere else." With that, he flipped his wrist, and a pitch-black hole appeared. "What's that?" Su Chen only felt a huge invisible force extending toward him. Before he could react, his vision blurred. When his vision cleared, he realized that he was in a barren land. Weeds grew all around, and there was a thatched hut not far away, with several furnaces erected around it. This is an independent chaotic space. If you can take one of my moves, you can naturally leave. If you can't, you'll be buried here. All of a sudden, Wu Yazi's cold voice echoed in Su Chen's ears. Su Chen's expression turned cold. He squinted his eyes and quickly saw Wu Yazi's figure 10 meters in front of him. The current Wu Yazi was very different from before. Previously, Wu Yazi gave off a feeling of old age, but now, his aura was vast and mighty. The aura he emitted was like a vast ocean, bottomless. "What level is he at?" Su Chen's heart trembled. "Su Chen, this old man has to remind you that the space here is completely different from the outside. Here, he would not be suppressed by the power of the boundaries and could unleash his strength as he wished. Therefore, you must do your best and don't hold back," Wu Yazi said with a solemn expression. "What do you mean?" Su Chen was a little dumbfounded. He kept feeling that Wu Yazi's words had a hidden meaning, but he couldn't figure it out for a moment. Wu Yazi was not in a hurry to make a move. Instead, he smiled and explained, "Because I'm an existence that surpasses level 10. "You are a saint?" Su Chen's eyes widened, his face full of shock. He knew that Wu Yazi was very strong, but he never thought that Wu Yazi would be a saint. "To be exact, I'm a false saint. Because I was heavily injured, my cultivation has dropped from the first stage of the saint realm," Wu Yazi explained. "False saint. A powerhouse between level 10 and saint level." Su Chen muttered with a solemn expression. At this moment he finally understood. No wonder Wu Yazi dared to make a deal with him. It turned out that Wu Yazi was a false saint. "Su Chen, since you know my cultivation, do you still have the confidence to fight me?" Wu Yazi pursed his lips. His words were full of provocation. Su Chen narrowed his eyes, and a strong fighting spirit ignited all over his body. So what if Wu Yazi was a false saint? He didn't believe that with his strength, he couldn't even take one move from Wu Yazi. However, even if he was full of confidence, he didn't dare to be careless. He directly exchanged for a level 8 all attributes fragment at the Doomsday Mall. After his cultivation rose to level 8 in an instant, he used the Atlas shape-shifting technique, and his body rapidly rose to more than 10 feet away. Chapter 687. At the same time, Su Chen's palm glowed with a faint golden light. His spiritual energy spread out, adding a layer of defense to his body. Finally, he took out the integrated 5 Extremes mountain and let it float in front of him. After doing all this, Su Chen looked at Wu Yazi and smiled faintly. "Senior, you can make your move now. You've actually advanced to level 9. Wu Yazi clicked his tongue, his face full of shock. At first, he had clearly sensed that Su Chen's cultivation was only at level 7. However, he had used some unknown method to quickly advance to level 8. Then, he had used the transformation technique to raise his cultivation by another level. With the help of a divine artifact, it could be said that no one below the sage stage could kill Su Chen now. Very good. Then this old man will go all out. Wu Yazi's face was faintly filled with excitement. As soon as he finished speaking, he slapped forward with one hand, and a blue torrent flashing with starlight shot forward. Wherever it passed, the void seemed to be crushed, and layers of ripples appeared. An extremely terrifying aura spread out in all directions, giving people the feeling that the world was about to collapse. What a terrifying attack! Su Chen's heart trembled, and he did not hesitate to control the integrated 5 extremes mountain to block in front of him. The next moment, the torrent of starlight crashed heavily into the integrated 5 extremes mountain. All of a sudden, there was an earth-shattering boom. The 5 colored streamers of the Yuan 5 extremes mountain collapsed one after another. After a violent tremor, the huge mountain was smashed away. After sending the integrated 5 extremes mountain flying, the torrent of starlight continued to crush towards Su Chen. After the spiritual energy blocking in front of him was destroyed, Su Chen held a pitch-black battle saber in his hand and slashed down in the air. In an instant, lightning flashed, and a blue torrent of starlight snaked upward, colliding with the torrent of starlight. Accompanied by the sound of thunder, the blue torrent of starlight was destroyed in one blow, still unable to block the killing power of the torrent of starlight. Seeing this, Su Chen was not as nervous as before. This was because he could clearly feel that the power contained in the torrent of starlight had been reduced by more than half. It was no longer a threat to him. However, he still did not let his guard down and instantly struck out with the Pegasus meteor punch. Bang bang bang. Amidst a series of explosions, streaks of golden light appeared on the torrent of starlight, and the power it contained was reduced again. At this moment, Su Chen did not retreat. Instead, he moved forward. He condensed his spirit and attached it to his hand, directly grabbing at the starlight torrent. What is he trying to do? Wu Yazi was dumbstruck. But at this moment, Su Chen grabbed the torrent of starlight and exerted force. There was a loud rumble. The torrent of starlight was unexpectedly crushed. Oh my God! Wu Yazi gasped when he saw this, and his face was filled with indescribable shock. One had to know that he didn't hold back at all in this attack. It wasn't just the full-powered attack of a pseudo-saint, but it also contained the might of his awakened stars. It could be considered his strongest trump card, and even a first-stage sage would have to retreat. He didn't expect that it would be crushed by Su Chen, who was only at level 9. This made Wu Yazi feel extremely shocked and incredulous. Under the effect of the huge impact, Su Chen was also blasted out at once. However, with the ancient god-fiend body, the remaining destructive power was not enough to cause him any harm. After casually patting his body a few times, Su Chen got up from the ground. Apart from looking a little disheveled, he was not injured at all. Chapter 688. Seeing Su Chen shatter the torrent of starlight and emerge unscathed, Wu Yazi swallowed his saliva with difficulty. His entire expression was dazed. After a long while, he regained his senses and murmured in a daze, transformation technique, holy weapon, secret fist technique, and a full-time cultivator. He's only 17 years old. Wu Yazi could not imagine that the 17-year-old Su Chen already possessed such terrifying strength. If he was allowed to continue growing, what heights would he reach? And once he entered the holy rank, he would definitely set off a storm of blood in the vast universe. Senior, I've already taken one of your moves. Does our previous agreement still stand? Su Chen had a faint smile on his face as he slowly walked back from afar. Your strength has already gained my recognition. Of course it still stands, Wu Yazi said solemnly. Su Chen's performance had far exceeded his expectations. He even felt that with Su Chen's talent, it was almost certain that he would advance to the holy rank. Following by the side of such a talented powerhouse was not shameful at all. Su Chen nodded, but the corner of his mouth curved into a meaningful smile. Senior, I've seen your attack methods. This junior also has a killing move that I would like to show to you. After being beaten up by Wu Yazi, he felt somewhat aggrieved and wanted to take this opportunity to vent his anger. More importantly, Wu Yazi was a false holy rank. If he did not display his strength and intimidate the other party, how could he make Wu Yazi follow him willingly? You want to attack me? Wu Yazi was slightly stunned. Su Chen had displayed a strong defense earlier. What about his attack power? This was also what he was looking forward to. He readily agreed. Courtesy demands reciprocity. Then this old man will witness your attack methods. Su Chen was not in a hurry to attack. Just like Wu Yazi had warned him before, he said, "Senior, this move of mine is more vicious. You'd better not be careless, or you'll get hurt easily." Wu Yazi's mouth was slightly agape, and his expression froze. A level 9 cultivator warned a false holy rank? She was still worried about getting hurt? Wu Yazi was simply speechless. He looked at Su Chen in a daze and nodded. "Go ahead and attack. I will go all out." Su Chen knew that Wu Yazi might not believe his words, so he decided to use practical actions to prove it to him. When a dazzling purple light shone from his feet, Su Chen moved and instantly appeared in front of Wu Yazi. "You want to rely on speed to launch a sneak attack?" Wu Yazi snorted disdainfully. Just as he was about to attack, his vision blurred. The Su Chen in his line of sight turned into 2, and then into 4. In the blink of an eye, 10 phantoms that were identical to his original body appeared and surrounded him. What was even more unbelievable was that the aura emitted by the 10 shadows had all reached level 9. What divine ability is this? The indifference on Wu Yazi's face completely disappeared and was replaced with shock and seriousness. At this moment, he could clearly feel an extremely strong killing intent spread throughout his body. Even as a false holy rank cultivator, he had the thought that he would die if he was not careful. At this moment, the 11 Su Chens attacked at the same time. 5 phantoms worked together to release their spiritual power and firmly bound Wu Yazi. As for the remaining 5 phantoms, one held the integrated 5 Extremes Mountain and smashed it down, while another held the enchanted divine saber and swept it down. As for the other 3, they each unleashed a spell. Su Chen's original body raised a pitch-black sword with both hands and slashed it down. Chapter 689. Hiss. Facing such an indiscriminate and terrifying attack, Wu Yazi sucked in a breath of cold air, and all the hair on his body stood on end. At this moment, he clearly understood that if he did not go all out, he would really die here. "Let's go all out." Wu Yazi gritted his teeth, and 18 small black shields suddenly appeared around his body. After circling around him, they quickly condensed into one, like a black tortoise shell, and wrapped him inside. At this moment, all of Su Chen's attacks landed. Bang bang bang. Crack crack crack. In a series of crashing sounds, Wu Yazi was smashed into the soil. Cracks appeared on the 18 small shields, indicating that they were severely damaged. However, Wu Yazi's aura was still considered calm. In other words, Su Chen's 10,000 lights 10 shadows killing technique did not cause too much damage to Wu Yazi. After the attack, Su Chen's 10 shadows dissipated, and he also deactivated the Atlas polymorph skill. He returned to his original appearance, standing in the same spot, quietly waiting for Wu Yazi. After a few breaths, Wu Yazi shook the surrounding soil and jumped out of the deep pit. When he saw that the small shields were damaged, his face was pained, and at the same time his heart trembled. Although these 18 small shields had not reached the quality of a sacred artifact, when combined, their defensive power was not much weaker than a sacred artifact. Even so, they were almost destroyed by Su Chen. From this, it could be seen how terrifying Su Chen's move was. He could even imagine that Su Chen did not need to reach the false sacred realm. As long as he advanced to level 10, he could easily kill him. "Senior, are you all right?" Seeing that Wu Yazi's complexion was not too good, Su Chen rubbed his nose and asked. "I'm fine." Wu Yazi coughed heavily, and his old face was flushed red. As a false sacred artifact, he was beaten to such a state by a level 9 cultivator. It was really embarrassing. "It's good that you're fine." Su Chen smiled. Wu Yazi caught his breath and stared blankly at Su Chen. He probed, "Su Chen, where did you get these 2 saint artifacts?" Whether it was the integrated 5 Extremes Mountain or the primal chaos sky-splitting sword, they were both top-grade divine artifacts. It was already a great fortune to have one, but Su Chen had 2. How did he get it? This aroused Wu Yazi's interest. "Senior, the origin of the sacred artifact is related to my own secret. Please forgive me for not being able to tell you the truth," Su Chen said solemnly. Both the primary Five Poles Mountain and the Chaos Sky-splitting sword came from the fragments. How could he tell others? Even if he said it out loud, Wu Yazi probably wouldn't believe him. Wu Yazi did not mind and continued. You were planning on using one of the sacred artifacts to exchange for the primordial spirit sculpting fruit tree. In his opinion, Su Chen's two sacred artifacts were far more valuable than the primordial spirit sculpting fruit tree. It would be a great loss to exchange them. Senior, you've misunderstood. Su Chen laughed and explained, I have another sacred artifact. As he spoke, he took out the huge yellow sword. Another sacred artifact? Wu Yazi was surprised. He stared at the huge yellow sword and sensed the energy fluctuations it emitted. He clicked his tongue and said, It really is a sacred artifact. Su Chen put away the huge yellow sword and said faintly, Senior, shouldn't we talk about the matter of cooperation? Wu Yazi nodded slightly. We definitely have to talk, but before that, I have something to tell you. Chapter 690. Senior, please speak your mind, Su Chen said with a smile. After all, Wu Yazi was a false saint, so it was reasonable for such a character to make some demands. Of course, the premise was that it couldn't be too excessive. You should be able to sense that I'm not a human, right? Wu Yazi slowly said. Su Chen nodded and asked, Senior, what race are you from? When he attacked, he felt that Wu Yazi's aura was very different from a human's, but he didn't know which race he was from. This old man is from the dwarf race, Wu Yazi said in a deep voice. Oh! Su Chen suddenly understood. When he was on the island of nothingness, he had seen many dwarves. The dwarf race's biggest characteristic was their short stature and strong physique, which was quite similar to Wu Yazi. Wu Yazi continued, The reason why this old man wants to live on is for one purpose, revenge. Revenge? Su Chen's expression froze. At Wu Yazi's level, needless to say, his enemies were all false saints or even saints. As if thinking of the past, Wu Yazi was silent for a while and then sighed. I have a junior brother called Xianxia. Originally, the two of us ruled the dwarf race's continent together, but Xianxia secretly plotted against me in order to monopolize the dwarf race's continent. It doesn't matter if I die, but the key is that Xianxia's rule is extremely bloody and cruel. I can't bear to see my people suffer, so I swore to kill Xianxia and have been looking for a way to prolong my life. Hearing this, Su Chen's heart moved slightly and asked, Senior, is Xianxia a saint? Considering that if he subdued Wu Yazi, he would have to help him take revenge, so he wanted to understand Xianxia's strength in advance. First level saint level. He might have reached the second level. Wu Yazi said with a grave expression. Could it be a second level saint? Su Chen took a deep breath and calmed down, then continued to ask, Senior, why does Xianxia want to monopolize the dwarf race's continent? At the saint level, it was reasonable to say that all of his thoughts should be focused on cultivation. What was the use of seizing the right to rule the continent? For the power of faith. Wu Yazi said solemnly. It was Su Chen's first time hearing about the power of faith. He couldn't help but perk up and listen quietly. Wu Yazi coughed lightly and continued, It's as difficult as ascending to the heavens to take another step after reaching the saint stage. As for the power of faith, it can be considered as a shortcut to advancing cultivation. As long as the power of faith is condensed to a certain degree, it can be used to advance cultivation or condense an attack. That's why saint-level powerhouses value the power of faith very much. What does obtaining faith power have to do with ruling the continent? Su Chen was somewhat puzzled. Wu Yazi explained with a smile, The way to obtain faith power is to worship and obey a saint-rank powerhouse. Moreover, it has to come from the heart, or it has to be deeply rooted. Su Chen finally understood why Xianxia wanted to monopolize the dwarf continent. Wu Yazi and Xianxia were both saint stage experts. Thus, their clansmen had two objects of faith. The amount of faith power they could condense would definitely not be as much as a single person. Xianxia was unwilling and secretly plotted against Wu Yazi. After the dwarf continent was ruled by Xianxia, it was inevitable that the clansmen who worshipped Wu Yazi would be massacred. Su Chen suddenly recalled that when he was in the Imperial Beast continent, he used the lives of the Imperial Beast tribe to threaten the Imperial Beast ancestor. At that time, He was a little puzzled as to why the Imperial Beast Ancestor was so apprehensive. Now that he thought about it, the Imperial Beast Ancestor was definitely doing it for the power of faith. Just think about it, if the clansmen were massacred, what would they use to condense the power of faith? Chapter 691. Senior, don't worry. As long as you agree to stay by my side, I can help you kill Xianxia, Suchen vowed. Although he was only at level 8, killing Xianxia would not be a problem as long as he stepped into the saint stage. Moreover, he had advanced his cultivation by obtaining fragments, so it was only a matter of time before he advanced to the saint stage. Kill a saint stage existence? Wuxia was slightly stunned. He quickly reacted. With Su Chen's cultivation talent and strength that far exceeded those of the same level, he was confident that he could kill Xianxia even if he advanced to the false saint stage, let alone the saint stage. Thinking of this, Wuxia's heart surged, and he said without hesitation, "Okay, I agree to stay by your side and assist you." Su Chen was ecstatic, but he still looked calm on the surface. After thinking for a while, he said faintly, "Senior, if you agree to stay by my side, you still have to make an oath." After all, Wuxia was a false saint. Without the oath stone, he would not dare to take the risk to keep him by his side. Wuxia could understand this point and was about to make an oath. Su Chen took out the oath stone and interrupted him. "Senior, I hope you can make an oath on it." Oath stone? Wuxia was surprised and stunned for a moment. He smiled bitterly and said, "Looks like you've been eyeing this old man for a long time." "Senior, you're exaggerating." Su Chen smiled, neither admitting nor denying it. "Fine." Wuxia sighed. Now that things had come to this, there was no better choice. Thus, he happily swore an oath on the oath stone. Su Chen put away the oath stone, but his mouth was full of joy. The original purpose of this trip was to get the spirit sculpting fruit tree, but he did not expect to subdue a false saint. It was really a pleasant surprise. "Su Chen, I've already made the oath. Shouldn't you show me something?" Wuxia reminded him. Su Chen came back to his senses and said with a smile, "Senior, please wait a moment." As soon as he finished speaking, he opened the planting space and took out a longevity fruit and gave it to Wuxia. "What fruit is this?" Wuxia was stunned when he sensed the extremely rich life energy coming from the fruit in his hand. "It's called the longevity fruit. Consuming one can increase your lifespan by 10 years, Su Chen explained with a smile. 10 years. Wuxia took a deep breath, unable to hide his excitement as he clenched his fists. Although 10 years wasn't a long time, as long as he could recover from his injuries within 10 years, he would be able to return to the saint stage, and his lifespan would also recover by quite a bit. "Su Chen, thank you." Wuxia expressed his heartfelt gratitude. Su Chen was a man of his word. Giving him a longevity fruit was equivalent to giving him a second life. "Senior, you're too courteous." Su Chen smiled and reminded him, "Senior, you should take the longevity fruit as soon as possible." The longevity fruit wouldn't have any problems in the planting space, but once it left, its effects would fade. Wuxia reacted and swallowed the longevity fruit in a few mouthfuls. Soon, his complexion became flushed, and his body exuded a vigorous vitality. "It's too magical." Wuxia sighed with emotion as he deeply felt the improvement in his body. Su Chen glanced at Wuxia, rubbed his nose and said softly, "Senior, can you give me the primordial spirit-shaping fruit tree?" "It's in the house, but I've already eaten the fruit on it." Wuxia pointed at the thatched house behind him and said embarrassedly. Hearing this, Su Chen's face darkened. If he wanted to split his second primordial spirit, he would need 10 primordial spirit-shaping fruits. It was impossible to do it without one. Fortunately, he still had the time accelerator. If he could install a high-grade energy stone, he could still harvest the fruit in a short period of time. Chapter 692. Thinking of this, Su Chen sighed and walked straight into the thatched hut. There was indeed a half-meter-tall blue plant in the hut, emitting waves of mind power. After the life fruit tree confirmed that this plant was indeed the primordial spirit-shaping fruit tree, Su Chen happily stored it in the planting space. After a while, he walked out of the thatched hut and came to Wuxia's side. He glanced around and asked, "Senior, can people live in this space?" Considering that Wu Yang and the others would not be able to stay by his side when he entered the void battleground in the future, if this space could be used for people to live in, he could settle them down here. Wu Yazi replied, although the chaos space is a top-notch sacred weapon, it is not complete. It still lacks a few materials. It is not a problem to stay here for a short period of time, but I'm afraid it is not possible for a long period of time. Senior, you mean that as long as we find the materials we need, we can complete the space here and live in it for a long period of time? Su Chen probed. Wu Yazi nodded and replied with certainty, yes. Su Chen's expression changed. What else do you need? The importance of completing the chaos space was self-evident. He planned to use the remaining time to gather the materials. The other things are easy to sell. You can buy them in some big shops, but there are two things that are exceptionally precious and hard to find. Wu Yazi paused for a moment before continuing. One is the Imperial Earth, and the other requires a section of the corpse of a demonic plant evil creature. Hearing this, Su Chen's heart skipped a beat. He took out a section of the evil life fruit tree's corpse and asked, Senior, will this work? Wu Yazi looked at it and said excitedly, this is the corpse of the evil life fruit tree. Of course it will work. After saying that, he looked at Su Chen in shock. Su Chen was young, but he was powerful and talented. He also had many treasures on him. He even had an evil creature from the demonic plant lineage. This was really unexpected. Senior, what is the Imperial Earth? Su Chen asked. Imperial Earth is actually a type of soil, but it's not ordinary soil. It contains rich earth elemental essence. Not only can it improve the quality of the soil in the space, it's also very beneficial for the growth of plants. Wu Yazi explained. Su Chen suddenly thought. The planting dimension was very suitable for the growth of plants. Did the soil inside have the same effect as the royal earth? Thinking of this, he quietly opened the planting space, dug out a small pile, and placed it in front of Wu Yazi. Senior, what do you think of this soil? You still have royal earth. Wu Yazi cried out involuntarily with a single glance. It really is royal earth. Su Chen was also pleasantly surprised. After confirming that the soil in the planting dimension was royal earth, he now had the two main materials to repair the chaotic space. All he needed to do was buy a few other supplementary materials, and he would be able to completely repair the chaotic space. Su Chen, although this is the Imperial Earth technique, I'm afraid it's not enough. Wu Yazi came back to his senses and reminded him. Su Chen smiled faintly. How much do you need? With the size of the planting dimension, it wasn't a problem to get a ton of soil. If it still wasn't enough, he could use the upgrade gem to upgrade it and obtain a large amount of soil. Therefore, he didn't care about this point at all. Wu Yazi estimated and said, 5 kilograms should be enough. Only 5 kilograms? Su Chen shook his head. Previously, when he saw Wu Yazi's expression, he thought it would be a lot. 5 kilograms was simply a hair from 9 oxen. Su Chen directly dug out 10 kilograms and placed it in Wu Yazi's hand. Chapter 693. So much. Wu Yazi's eyes widened, and he was stunned again. Imperial soil wasn't cabbage, it was a treasure that could only be found by chance. Why didn't Su Chen look pained at all? Su Chen, you don't need so much. 12 caddies is enough. You can take back the rest, Wu Yazi said after catching his breath. Senior, just use it. I have plenty of this stuff. Su Chen didn't care at all. Plenty. Wu Yazi sucked in a breath of cold air and secretly speculated in his heart. Did Su Chen dig up an entire imperial soil mountain? Senior, shouldn't we go out? Su Chen reminded. They had been in Xianxia Valley for quite some time. If they didn't go out soon, Chen Feng and the others would be worried. Okay, let's go out now. Wu Yazi laughed and waved his hand, but a door of light appeared in front of them. Then, he walked through the door of light with Su Chen. When the two returned to the straw hut, Wu Yazi took off a black bracelet from his wrist and handed it to Su Chen. He said seriously, Su Chen, I've already removed the connection with the chaos space. I'll leave it in your care in the future. You're giving it to me? Su Chen opened his mouth slightly, almost thinking that he had misheard. Although the chaos space wasn't complete, Its value wasn't below the planting space and pet raising space. Wu Yazi gave it away just like that? Wasn't this too generous? Wu Yazi explained with a smile. If I want to return to the saint level, I must find a safe place to recuperate. When the chaos space is fully repaired, it will be the most suitable place. And once I enter the space, I need someone to properly protect the chaos space. You're the most suitable person. Thank you, Senior. Su Chen thanked him with great joy. The chaos space was too important to him, so he didn't decline. Su Chen, what are your plans after this? Wu Yazi asked after Su Chen dripped a drop of blood on it and wore the chaos space bracelet on his wrist. Su Chen didn't hide anything and told him about the plan. Hearing this, Wu Yazi pondered for a moment and said, Go to Heaven Seal City first. I'll meet up with you once I'm done here. All right, then let's meet in Sky Seal City. Su Chen responded, then left the thatched cottage and headed straight for the outskirts of Xianxia Valley. When they saw Su Chen walking over, Chen Feng and the others all went up to him and asked, Junior brother Su, how was it? Did you see Grandmaster Wu Yazi? Su Chen smiled. Let's talk in the car. After saying that, he took the lead and walked towards the intelligent war chariot. Chen Feng and the other two exchanged glances and followed behind Su Chen. After returning to the car, Su Chen first instructed the intelligent war chariot, Satoshi, head to Heaven Seal City. After the intelligent war chariot ignited and left Xianxia Valley, Su Chen said to Chen Feng, Senior brother Chen, it's not a big problem for you to modify your weapons, but we'll talk about it when we reach Heaven Seal City. Hearing this, Chen Feng and the other two were delighted at first, but then they were dumbfounded. Their weapons couldn't be modified by ordinary people. Perhaps only a blacksmith master like Wu Yazi could do it. Why would they leave Xianxia Valley and head to Heaven Seal City? Could it be that Heaven Seal City also had a blacksmith master? Chen Feng and the other two were puzzled, but seeing that Su Chen didn't want to say more, they didn't ask any more. On the way, Su Chen called Shen Mingfei to his side and whispered, Shen Mingfei, I'll give you this bottle of cultivation potion. You can leave now. According to their previous agreement, he would let Shen Mingfei go after finding the spirit-shaping fruit tree. Seeing that Shen Mingfei's performance was good recently, he gave her a bottle of level 4 constitution potion. Chapter 694. Shen Mingfei bit her lips. She did not reach out to take the potion. Instead, she said, Senior, I want to stay here. Please don't chase me away. She had a deep understanding of the cruelty of the apocalypse. Finding a stable place to live was as difficult as ascending to the heavens. However, she would not have to worry about food and accommodation if she followed Su Chen. Even if she encountered danger, Su Chen could easily resolve it. Moreover, if she got along well, she would have the opportunity to obtain potions to increase her cultivation base. Where else could she find such a good place? Su Chen frowned slightly. He remembered clearly that Shen Mingfei used to cry and shout that she wanted to leave. Why did she change her mind so quickly? Could it be that women were also fickle? Su Chen, let Sister Shen stay. Tan Lin walked to Su Chen and persuaded him. Yang Qian and Shi Duo also spoke up for Shen Mingfei. During this period, they got along very well with Shen Mingfei. They could not bear to see Shen Mingfei being chased away. Senior, please give me a chance. Shen Mingfei looked at Su Chen with pitiful eyes. Su Chen was not a cold-hearted person. Thinking that Shen Mingfei had helped him a lot during this period, coupled with Tan Lin and the other two's pleas, he agreed. Stay. Su Chen threw the physique potion to Shen Mingfei. Thank you, Senior. Shen Mingfei was overjoyed and quickly thanked him. Su Chen nodded, then walked to the side of Chen Feng and the other two and started talking with them. Senior brother Chen, where will the mysterious Heavenly Mainland Challenge be held after the Forgotten Autumn Mountain preliminaries? The location isn't fixed. The location will only be decided after the various major forces have finished their selections. However, generally speaking, it will be held at one of the 4 major forces, Chen Feng explained. How many people are participating in the challenge? What's the method of the challenge? Su Chen continued to ask. In order to obtain a slot to enter the Void Battleground, one must pass the mysterious Heavenly Mainland Challenge. Therefore, he was particularly concerned about this. There are a total of 50 people, And they are also fighting in a chaotic manner, Chen Feng said directly. So many people? Su Chen was a little surprised. A place like Autumn Forgotten Mountain, where the 7 major forces gathered, only had 10 spots. The other 3 major forces each had at most 10 spots, right? Then who were the remaining 10 spots for? Junior brother Su. There's something you don't know. It's not only the 4 major forces from the mysterious heavenly mainland that are participating in the challenge. There are also many powerful forces from the islands overseas that have their own quotas, Chen Feng explained. Oh. Su Chen was enlightened, and then they talked about other things. 3 days later, the intelligent war chariot successfully arrived at Tianfeng City. The scale of Tianfeng City wasn't very big, but it was quite famous. The reason was that the auction here was one of the best in the mysterious heavenly mainland. At every auction, there would always be 1 or 2 particularly precious treasures that would appear, and the void-breaking stone had once appeared. Therefore, every time an auction was held, it would attract a large number of people. When Su Chen and the others entered Tianfeng City, they saw that the city was bustling with people, and it was extraordinarily lively. After asking around, they found out that the auction would be held tomorrow, and many people had come for the auction. Moreover, they also heard a very important piece of news. The Wind Spiritual Stone and a few other treasures would be auctioned at the auction. Su Chen might not care about other things, but the Wind Spiritual Stone was different. The Wind Spiritual Stone was something that could increase the flying speed of the intelligent war chariot. Naturally, he would not miss this opportunity. Chapter 695. Senior Brother Chen, let's stay here for a day. We'll attend the auction tomorrow, Su Chen said. Tianfeng City's auction was only held once every half a year. Chen Feng and the rest did not want to miss this opportunity and agreed. After that, everyone started to stroll around the city. When they turned into a street, a large group of guards suddenly appeared in front of them. The pedestrians on the street seemed to be very afraid and avoided them. Senior Brother Chen, are these the guards of Tianfeng City? Why are they so arrogant? Su Chen asked casually. They seem to be the personal guards of the Feng family. Chen Feng's face turned serious. Once the personal guards of the Feng family appeared, it meant that an important figure of the Feng family was here. Su Chen and the Feng family had a big feud. Would there be a conflict when the two met? Or even a fight? With Su Chen's style of doing things, Chen Feng felt that it was very possible. If it was an ordinary force, he would not be worried. The key was that the Feng family had a sage-level ancestor behind them. If they died in Su Chen's hands, it would be very troublesome. Feng family. Su Chen narrowed his eyes and looked forward. He saw that in the middle of the personal guards, there was a middle-aged man with a handsome face. He was talking with a slender and charming young woman. Behind the two of them was a middle-aged man with a cold expression. When Su Chen saw this person, a cold light suddenly shot out from his eyes. At the same time, an uncontrollable killing intent lingered in his heart. He saw clearly that the cold man was none other than the governor of Tianwang City, Han Sanqian. Han Sanqian had tampered with the teleportation formation previously and almost killed them. Su Chen wanted to cut him into pieces. However, he was not in a hurry to make a move. Instead, he asked Chen Feng, Senior Brother Chen, who are the 2 guys in the middle? He had always suspected that there was someone behind Han Sanqian's destruction of the teleportation formation. Since they were with Han Sanqian, they might be in the same boat. He planned to catch all of them in one fell swoop. Chen Feng glanced over and his face sank again. He said in a low voice, That man is Feng Li, the monarch of the Wind Shi dynasty. The woman is Tang Jiaolin of the Assassin's League. After saying that, Chen Feng glanced at Su Chen and probed, Junior Brother Su, you're not planning to find trouble with them, are you? None of them will survive. Su Chen's eyes were cold. He snorted and walked towards the Feng clan's guards. Junior Brother Su. Chen Feng still wanted to persuade him, but when he thought of Su Chen's way of doing things, he sighed helplessly. Junior Brother Chen, why is Junior Brother Su going there? Lang Mai asked curiously when he saw Su Chen walking towards the Feng family's guards alone. Murder. Chen Feng said with a trembling voice. Murder? Kill who? Could it be Leng Mai's expression suddenly changed. He quickly chased after Su Chen. Chen Feng gritted his teeth and ran over with Xia Jingyi. Wu Yang and the rest didn't know what was going on, but they didn't think too much about it and followed closely behind. Stop! Who are you? When Su Chen came close, one of the guards pointed at Su Chen's nose and scolded. Su Chen didn't hold back and directly released his mental energy. There was a loud bang. The guard's head inexplicably exploded into a bloody mist. The headless corpse swayed a few times and fell heavily to the ground. Suddenly, the entire street fell into a strange silence. Everyone looked at Su Chen in horror. They didn't understand why this young man in front of them dared to kill someone. Was he crazy? He even dared to kill the Feng clan's guards. Chapter 696. Leng Mai and the others had just arrived at Su Chen's side when they saw this scene. They couldn't help but click their tongues. Killing people without a word was really in line with Su Chen's style of doing things. Perhaps only Su Chen dared to do this in the face of a big force like the Feng family. How dare you? You even dare to kill people of the Feng family. Are you tired of living? Seeing his own guards being killed, Feng Li was so angry that his nose was crooked. He roared at Su Chen. Ignorant people are fearless? Or are you fearless? Beside him, Tang Jiaolin looked at Su Chen with interest and muttered to herself. Why is he still alive? After seeing Su Chen's appearance, Han Sanqian's face changed greatly and his whole body trembled. No one knew Su Chen's strength better than him. When they were on Wuxia Island, Su Chen had set off a bloody storm. Not only did he eradicate the mutated races and zombies on Wuxia Island, but he also killed a group of experts. Su Chen's powerful strength and cruel means left an indelible impression on him. Originally, he thought that he could kill Su Chen by destroying the teleportation array. Who would have thought that Su Chen would actually appear in front of him alive? And with Su Chen's cruel means, it could be expected that he would not let him go. Thinking of this, Han Sanqian reminded in horror, My lord, he is Su Chen. What? Feng Li's face changed. He glanced at Su Chen in surprise and said hatefully, You're still alive? It seems that the person who ordered Han Sanqian to tamper with the teleportation array is you. Su Chen narrowed his eyes and stared at Feng Li, a cold light flashing in his eyes. Senior brother Leng, when junior brother Su takes action, you have to stop Tang Jiaolin. Chen Feng whispered to Leng Mai when he saw the situation on the stage was so tense that swords were drawn. Tang Jiaolin was a level 8 cultivator who had entered the void battleground once. It was rumored that she had awakened a special ability. Other than Su Chen, Leng Mai was the only one who could exchange 2 blows with her. As for Mo Rong, although he was also level 8, he was just a normal level 8 player. If he were to fight against Tang Jiaolin, he might be killed in one hit. Leng Mai nodded solemnly. Su Chen was about to join the Sun Moon Star Palace and could already be considered one of them. No matter what the other party's background was, as long as Su Chen made a move, he would not sit idly by. Su Chen, did you kill my son? If you can kill my son, why can't I kill you? Feng Li recovered from his initial panic and sneered. He then turned to Tang Jiaolin and said, Junior Tang, please kill this person. My family's ancestor will reward you handsomely. Hearing this, Tang Jiaolin's eyes flashed. She glanced at Su Chen and said coldly, A mere junior from an island in the outer sea dares to kill someone from the mysterious heavenly continent. He's simply courting death and bullying. Today, I'll help senior brother Feng get rid of this scourge. Just as she was about to make a move, Leng Mai stepped forward and shouted, Tang Jiaolin, I'm warning you. Junior brother Su is from the Sun Moon Star Palace. If you make a move on him, you're going against the entire Sun Moon Star Palace. Leng Mai's words caused an uproar. The Sun Moon Star Palace was the most powerful force in the Forgotten Autumn Mountain. Although it was only one of the 7 major forces, in terms of influence, it was even more influential than the Wenxi dynasty. At this moment, they all thought that Su Chen dared to make a move because of his identity. Chapter 697. Someone from Sun Moon Star Palace? After learning about Su Chen's true identity, Tang Jiaolin's brows furrowed. Sun Moon Star Palace was the #1 faction in Forgotten Autumn Mountain. Even the Assassins' Alliance did not dare to provoke them. At this moment, Tang Jiaolin had already put away her arrogance and seemed to be hesitating. Feng Li, who was beside her, saw that Tang Jiaolin had given up. He gritted his teeth and said, "Junior Sister Tang, I can guarantee that Su Chen is definitely not from Sun Moon Star Palace. He came from the outer sea and has never been to Sun Moon Star Palace. Also, if Junior Sister Tang agrees to kill Su Chen, I can give you 100 void crystal stones." Really? Tang Jiaolin was a little tempted. Void stones were different from energy stones. They were dug out from the body of a void beast. Even the lowest grade was no less valuable than a grade 6 energy stone. 100 void stones were definitely a huge fortune. With this wealth, she could very well advance to grade 9. Moreover, after learning that Su Chen was not an official disciple of Sun Moon Star Palace, the fear in her heart lessened a lot. "Junior Sister Tang, don't worry. 100 void stones, not one less," Feng Li promised solemnly. "I agree to this deal," Tang Jiaolin replied. Tang Jiaolin responded, and a layer of murderous intent appeared on her face. "Tang Jiaolin, do you really want to fall out with Sun Moon Star Palace?" Lang Mai glared at Tang Jiaolin and roared. He had already revealed Su Chen's identity, but Tang Jiaolin was still stubborn. This made him extremely angry. Su Chen did not care. He rubbed his nose and said indifferently, "Senior brother Lang, leave this matter to me." "Junior brother Su, Tang Jiaolin has entered the void battleground. It is very likely that she has awakened a special ability. You have to be careful," Chen Feng hurriedly reminded. Since they had already fallen out, with Su Chen's style, he would definitely not let Tang Jiaolin go. Worried that Su Chen would be careless, he quickly pointed out Tang Jiaolin's strength. "You've entered the void battleground before. No wonder you're so arrogant." Su Chen murmured and then said to Chen Feng, "Don't worry, it's just a bitch. She can't do anything." When he was at level 7, he could already kill a level 9 super expert. Once they reached level 8, they would be able to compete with false saints. So what if a mere level 8 cultivator had entered the void battleground? Su Chen's words clearly entered Tang Jiaolin's ears, causing her to fly into a rage. "You're courting death." Tang Jiaolin gritted her teeth and lightly shouted. Holding a silver spear in her hand, she quickly rushed towards Su Chen. The corner of Su Chen's mouth twitched, revealing a look of disdain. Just as Tang Jiaolin's spear was about to pierce him, a purple light flashed on his feet. Then, his figure blurred and disappeared. "Not good." Tang Jiaolin's spear missed and she cried out in alarm. Originally, she thought that Su Chen would take the opportunity to attack her. She quickly swept her silver spear behind her, but it still missed. "He didn't attack me?" Tang Jiaolin reacted and quickly turned around. She saw that Su Chen had already appeared in front of Han Sanqian. "Senior. Su, spare my life." Seeing that Su Chen was like a god of death, with a strong murderous aura all over his body, Han Sanqian was so scared that his liver and guts were about to burst. He screamed loudly, "Die!" Su Chen snorted coldly and smashed his fist down. There was a loud bang. Han Sanqian was blasted into a fine powder without any resistance. Hiss! Seeing that Su Chen had killed a level 6 cultivator with a single punch, the surrounding onlookers gasped. They looked at Su Chen with deep respect and fear. Chapter 698. Level 8 Cultivator. Feng Li and Tang Jiaolin's expressions were unusually grave. Su Chen was so young, yet he had such a high cultivation level. It was really unexpected. Junior brother Su has advanced to level 8? Chen Feng and the other two were also shocked. Su Chen was clearly only at level 7 a few days ago. How did he reach level 8 in the blink of an eye? This speed of advancement is too terrifying, isn't it? On the other side, after Su Chen killed Han Sanqian, he narrowed his eyes and looked at Feng Li, exuding a bone-chilling coldness in his eyes. After being glanced at by Su Chen, Feng Li trembled all over and couldn't help but slowly retreat. He knew very well that Su Chen wanted to kill him. His heart was beating violently, and he shouted at Tang Jiaolin, "Junior Sister Tang, save me! Even if a sage-level expert is here, you must die today." Su Chen snorted coldly and swept towards Feng Li with a violent murderous aura. "How dare you!" Tang Jiaolin shouted softly, and her body was suddenly covered by a layer of bright starlight. With the appearance of this layer of starlight, her figure disappeared in the blink of an eye. When she reappeared, she was already in front of Fengli. It was as if she had teleported, and it was very strange. Teleportation? Su Chen raised his eyebrows and released his mental strength to crush Fengli. Junior Sister Tang, I'm restrained. Fengli shouted anxiously. At this critical moment, a yellow armor appeared on his body and barely blocked the invisible force that was crushing towards him. However, he couldn't move at all and could only watch as Su Chen rushed over. You're courting death. Tang Jiaolin's face showed a touch of anger, and then her long spear pierced towards Su Chen's chest. Feeling a fierce murderous aura coming at him, Su Chen turned a blind eye to it. He leaned forward and threw a punch at Fengli. His ancient god-fiend body could ignore any attack of the same level. Therefore, Tang Jiaolin's attack was directly ignored by him. Why didn't junior brother Su dodge? Lang Mai and the other two were extremely nervous. Tang Jiaolin's spear contained a powerful killing intent. Unexpectedly, Su Chen did not dodge or evade. Instead, he used his physical body to resist the attack. This made them very confused. Clang! Along with the sound of metal clashing. However, Tang Jiaolin's spear accurately hit Su Chen's chest, creating a series of sparks as a shallow wound appeared on his chest. Su Chen frowned slightly as he felt a stinging pain. Tang Jiaolin's attack was actually able to break through his defense. It was obvious that the long spear was not an ordinary item. However, this little bit of attack power could only scratch his skin at most. It was impossible for it to cause a fatal injury to him. How is this possible? Seeing that Su Chen had used his physical body to withstand her strongest attack without suffering much damage, Tang Jiaolin's heart trembled. Her eyes were filled with fear, as if she had seen a ghost. What a powerful physical body! Cries of surprise rang out from all around. Su Chen's physical body was so strong that it was beyond imagination. Everyone felt that it was incomparably incredible. Chen Feng and the other two looked at each other and were also inexplicably shocked. On the other side, Su Chen clenched his golden fist and punched Fengli. No! Fengli let out a desperate roar. Finally, with a loud roar, his entire head was blasted into a blood mist and he died on the spot. How dare you kill Fengli? Tang Jiaolin glanced at Fengli's headless body and the corners of her mouth trembled. Fengli had the support of a sage stage ancestor. Su Chen still dared to kill him unscrupulously. Wasn't he afraid of angering the sage stage ancestor? Chapter 699. You're the only one left. Su Chen's gaze drifted and landed on Tang Jiaolin. The corners of his mouth curled into a mocking smile. Tang Jiaolin's body trembled. She looked at Su Chen in a daze and sneered, I'm from the Assassin League. Do you dare to kill me? After seeing how powerful Su Chen was, she knew that she was no match for Su Chen. However, she didn't think that Su Chen would dare to kill her because of her identity. Su Chen looked at Tang Jiaolin as if he was looking at a fool and said sarcastically, Between you and Fengli, whose identity is more respected? What he meant was that he even dared to kill someone who had the backing of a sage-level ancestor. She was just a disciple of the Assassin League. She was nothing. You! Tang Jiaolin came back to her senses and her heart trembled. Su Chen dared to kill Fengli. He was indeed qualified to look down on her. I admit that I'm no match for you. However, it's wishful thinking for you to kill me. Tang Jiaolin snorted. Her body was covered with a layer of dazzling starlight again, and her whole body became illusory. Since she couldn't defeat Su Chen, she could only escape from this place. At this moment, she was using the space teleportation ability that she had awakened in the void battlefield. She was confident that she could escape from Su Chen. You think you can escape? Su Chen sneered. He was not in a hurry to make a move. Instead, the moment Tang Jiaolin disappeared, he stepped into the void and walked into the air step by step. Then, he released his mental strength, which swept out in all directions. Although space teleportation was very strange, Tang Jiaolin had only grasped a little of it. The distance she could teleport was also very limited. Moreover, this kind of teleportation ability consumed a lot of energy. It couldn't be used continuously. He had used a similar ability to kill Mo Xilian. At that time, she couldn't escape from him. He's flying. Seeing Su Chen standing in the air, the onlookers on the ground were stunned. Junior brother Su's methods are truly endless. Chen Feng and the other two were shocked as well. Their eyes were wide open as they looked at Su Chen from afar. Their eyes were filled with admiration and envy. Su Chen, who was standing in the sky, quickly captured a very strong energy wave through his mind power. This energy fluctuation appeared inside a house and was invisible to the naked eye. You're pretty smart. Su Chen smiled contemptuously and flew towards the house. There was a rumbling sound. The whole house was crushed by Su Chen's foot. Just as the house collapsed, a slender figure scrambled out of the rubble. It was Tang Jiaolin. The moment Tang Jiaolin appeared, Su Chen rushed forward. It was already too late for Tang Jiaolin to use her teleportation divine ability. She could only grit her teeth and use her spear to block Su Chen's attack. Su Chen closed in and swung his saber. A terrifying chill quickly spread out, and a white torrent swept up, easily sealing Tang Jiaolin and her spear in ice. Tang Jiaolin, who was frozen, didn't die. Her face was filled with deep fear. She struggled desperately, trying to break free from the ice. However, Su Chen wouldn't give her the chance. With a punch, Tang Jiaolin was instantly torn into pieces. Su Chen picked up the spear that fell on the ground. He casually glanced at it and put it in his storage bag. Then, he turned around and returned to his original spot. Disperse. Because the commotion was too big, the number of onlookers in the surroundings had reached thousands. Su Chen glanced at them coldly and snorted. Whoosh! As soon as Su Chen finished speaking, the crowd dispersed like the tide. Chapter 700. Let's leave this place too. Su Chen called out and led the way to other places. After that, everyone strolled around the city. However, because Feng Li and the others were killed, the people in Tianfeng City were in a state of panic and chaos. Su Chen lost interest in strolling around and took out the intelligent war chariot and told everyone to stay in the chariot. Senior brother Chen, will the auction be held as scheduled tomorrow? Su Chen asked worriedly. Feng Li was the monarch of the Wen Shi dynasty after all. His death had great implications and could affect the auction. Because the Wind Spiritual Stone would appear in the auction, if it couldn't be held, he had to prepare in advance and get the Wind Spiritual Stone no matter what. It shouldn't be a big problem, Chen Feng replied. Then he explained, Feng Li is only the ruler of the Wind Shi dynasty in name. All the major forces are in a state of autonomy. Although Feng Li's death will affect them, it won't cause them to panic. That's good. Su Chen nodded and stopped paying attention to this matter. After a while, he sat in the driver's seat and closed his eyes to rest. At night, the chaos space bracelet on his wrist suddenly lit up with a faint light. Su Chen was delighted and quickly got up to open the door. Senior, you're finally here, Su Chen greeted with a smile. The person who came was none other than Wu Yazi. I heard that Feng Li and a disciple of the Assassin Alliance were killed in Tianfeng City. Could it be you? Wu Yazi probed as soon as he got on the chariot. I killed them. Su Chen didn't deny it. Hearing this, Wu Yazi clicked his tongue. When he first saw Su Chen, he felt that Su Chen was a daring person. He didn't expect Su Chen to kill the monarch of the Wen Shi dynasty the moment he came to Tianfeng City. The extent of his unscrupulousness was far beyond his imagination. However, when he thought of Su Chen's invincible strength, he didn't say much. The people in the car were stunned at first when they saw a short and unfamiliar old man get on the car, who seemed to be very familiar with Su Chen. However, after seeing the old man's appearance, Shen Mingfei and Lang Mai couldn't remain calm because they had seen Wu Yazi before. The two of them cried out in alarm. Grandmaster Wu Yazi, why are you here? What? He's Grandmaster Wu Yazi? The others were so shocked that they couldn't close their mouths and looked at Wu Yazi in unison. Wu Yazi was a famous blacksmith in the mysterious heavenly continent. Why would he come here at night? Moreover, he seemed to have a good relationship with Su Chen. This made everyone very puzzled. So it's you, little girl. Wu Yazi looked at Shen Mingfei and smiled faintly. He had no impression of Lang Mai, but he had some impression of Shen Mingfei. After all, the primordial spirit-shaping fruit tree was sold to him by Shen Mingfei. Senior Wu Yazi is my own person from now on. Su Chen closed the car door and explained with a smile. His own person? Everyone was slightly stunned. If Su Chen said that Wu Yazi was his own person, it meant that Wu Yazi would be with them in the future. However, what they couldn't figure out was that Su Chen had only met Wu Yazi once. How did he rope Wu Yazi to his side? Jianghu is really awesome. Xianxia sighed from the bottom of his heart. His eyes were filled with admiration. Not only was Su Chen powerful, but his method of roping people in was also extraordinary. He even managed to get someone like Wu Yazi to his side. There seemed to be nothing in this world that Su Chen couldn't do. Chapter 701. Su Chen is right. We'll be on the same side in the future. I don't have any other skills, but I'm proficient in refining weapons. If anyone wants to refine or modify weapons, feel free to ask. Wu Yazi chuckled. Such a casual remark quickly drew the relationship between them closer. Chen Feng and the other two were immediately excited. They originally wanted to go to Xianxia Valley to find Wu Yazi to improve the quality of their weapons. Now that Wu Yazi had taken the initiative to ask, they naturally wouldn't miss this opportunity. The three of them each took out their weapons and asked Wu Yazi for help. Modifying ordinary weapons was a piece of cake for Wu Yazi, so he agreed immediately. Of course, modifying weapons still required entering the chaos space. Now that the chaos space had been given to Su Chen, they still needed to obtain Su Chen's permission to enter. I'll ask Senior to help you modify your weapons in a few days, Su Chen said casually. He planned to prepare the other supplementary materials tomorrow and completely stabilize the chaos space before letting Wu Yazi enter. Besides, Wu Yazi had just arrived and hadn't said a few words. It was too unreasonable to ask him to do such hard work. Although Chen Feng and the other two were a little anxious, they could understand. It was nothing more than waiting for a few days. Later, Su Chen asked Xianxia and the others to prepare the meal while he communicated with Wu Yazi. Senior, can you repair divine artifacts? The 5 Elements Heavenly Dipper Seal was seriously damaged. If it couldn't be repaired, it wouldn't be of much use and would become useless. Repair divine artifacts? Wu Yazi was slightly stunned. He remembered clearly that Su Chen's 3 divine artifacts were all intact. Why did he need to repair them? Could there be another divine artifact? Thinking of this, Wu Yazi took a deep breath and probed. Su Chen, you don't have another divine artifact, do you? Senior, I do have a seriously damaged divine artifact. As Su Chen spoke, he took out the 5 Elements Heavenly Dipper Seal and placed it in front of Wu Yazi. Junior brother Su has another saint weapon? Lang Mai was surprised. Chen Feng and Xia Jingyi were very calm. They knew that Su Chen had won the 5 Elements Heavenly Gang Seal at the auction on Chongshu Island. Chen Feng whispered to Lang Mai, Senior brother Lang, Junior brother Su has 2 more sacred weapons other than this broken sacred weapon and the small mountain. There are 2 more? Lang Mai's eyes widened, and he held his breath. Wu Yazi took the 5 Elements Heavenly Dipper Seal and carefully examined it for a while. Then he slowly said, the power of the 5 elements is missing the earth, wood, metal, and fire elements. It will be very difficult to repair it. Su Chen's expression turned serious as he asked, Senior, is there any hope of repairing it? The power of earth can be replaced by imperial earth, and the power of gold can be replaced by blood gems. Also, I heard that a level 7 fire beauty pill will be sold at the auction tomorrow. It can replace the power of fire, but the power of wood is not easy to find. Wu Yazi thought for a moment and said in a deep voice, the power of wood. Su Chen pondered for a moment and then said, Senior, can we replace it with the branch of the tree of life? Wu Yazi thought that Su Chen was talking about the wooden staff. He shook his head and said, although the wooden staff is made of the branch of the tree of life, it has been processed once and is still a dead object. It can't be replaced. Su Chen reminded him, Senior, I'm talking about the branch of the tree of life that is still alive. You have the tree of life? Wu Yazi's eyes suddenly lit up. No, but I know where it is. I'll look for it in the future, Su Chen explained. I see. Wu Yazi sighed and said with certainty, the tree of life is the top wood element spiritual plant in the world. Its branch can be used as a replacement. Chapter 702. Su Chen relaxed and started to talk about other things. When Jianghu finished preparing the food, everyone ate and chatted until late at night. As they still had to participate in the auction tomorrow, Su Chen let everyone sleep. The next day, the Tianfeng City auction was held as scheduled. Just as Chen Feng had predicted, Feng Li's death did not cause much of an impact. Su Chen bought a private room ticket and brought everyone into the auction. Wu Yazi did not follow because he had to buy materials to stabilize the chaos space. However, before they parted, he reminded Su Chen that he must get the level 7 fire jade pill and not let go of anything good. With Su Chen's style, he would not let go of anything that caught his eye. This was the same as Wu Yazi's. After waiting in the private room for a while, the auction began. Like other auctions, the host was still a young and beautiful woman. The female host briefly introduced the rules and announced the start of the auction. The first item to be auctioned was actually a wind spirit stone. The starting price of the wind spiritual stone was 2,000 energy stones, and each increment must be no less than 100 energy stones. When the female host announced the start of the auction, Su Chen pressed the button impatiently and raised the price to 10,000 energy stones. 10,000 energy stones might be an astronomical figure to others, but it was nothing to him. He had countless energy stones, and with the ones that Wu Yazi had accumulated over the years, his wealth could rival a country. Hence, he acted as if he was determined to get it. Junior brother Su is really rich. Lang Mai clicked his tongue. Su Chen took out 10,000 energy stones at once, which really shocked him a little. The others were very calm. They had seen such a scene more than once and were used to it. Private room 17 bids 10,000 energy stones. The female host shouted excitedly. Private room 17 was the private room that Su Chen and the others were in. Although 10,000 energy stones was not a low price, it was obviously impossible to bid for the wind spiritual stone. If they were willing to bid, someone else would bid. The price of wind spirit stones continued to rise. In the blink of an eye, it had reached the height of 16,000 energy stones. Su Chen was very disdainful, and he made a second bid of 20,000 energy stones. This price almost exceeded the value of the wind spirit stones. After a long pause, the third private room bid 21,000 energy stones. Su Chen did not hesitate to bid 250000, completely defeating the other party and successfully obtaining the wind spirit stone. When the waiter brought the wind spirit stone over, Su Chen immediately installed it on the intelligent war chariot and started talking to it. Satoshi, with the wind spirit stone, how fast can you fly? At least 1,000 kilometers per hour. The intelligent war chariot replied affirmatively. Not bad. The corners of Su Chen's mouth rose involuntarily. With this speed, it would be much easier to travel to other places in the future. However, he also knew that one wind spiritual stone was far from enough. If he wanted more, he would have to make a trip to the Manyu Shrine. After that, the auction continued. Because all the items that were auctioned were weapons, Su Chen was not interested and did not bid again. After the weapons were auctioned, the next items to be auctioned were ores and the like. After communicating with the intelligent war chariot, Su Chen chose some useful ores and spent a few universal stones to obtain a few. Junior brother Chen. How rich is junior brother Su? Lang Mai asked Chen Feng in a low voice. Chen Feng only knew that Su Chen was very rich, but he did not know how many energy stones he had. After thinking for a while, he replied, unfathomable. Chapter 703. The next item is still a piece of ore. Unlike other ores, this ore has a great background and I'm sure everyone has heard of it. As the beautiful MC spoke, she took out a piece of stone that shone with starlight and showed it to everyone. Space-breaking stone. Many of the people who attended the auction recognized the space-breaking stone, and they immediately exclaimed in surprise. The entire auction was in an uproar. Su Chen was even more excited and his breathing became rapid. The intelligent war chariot still lacked a piece of space-breaking stone to activate the function of traversing between domains. Originally, he did not know where to look for it, but he did not expect to encounter one here. That's right, this is the space-breaking stone. I'm sure everyone knows the value of the space-breaking stone. The starting price is 10,000 energy stones and each increment is at least 500 energy stones. The beautiful MC announced the start of the auction. However, although the space-breaking stone caused a lot of commotion, there were very few people who participated in the auction. The reason was that the space-breaking stone was mainly used for domain passages and teleportation formations. It was only attractive to some large forces. To ordinary cultivators, it was not very significant. Therefore, the space-breaking stone became a priceless item and there was an awkward silence. Su Chen liked to see such a situation. In this way, he would spend less energy stones. After waiting for a while, no one made a bid. Su Chen was worried that it would not be sold and was about to announce the starting price when Room 7 suddenly made a bid and it was 20,000 energy stones. Looking at his posture, he was determined to get the space-breaking stone. Su Chen frowned slightly and didn't hesitate in the slightest to bid 30,000 energy stones. Room 7 followed suit and bid 40,000 energy stones. Su Chen bid 50,000 energy stones. Room 7 hesitated for a while and bid 60,000 energy stones again. 60,000 energy stones had far exceeded the value of the space-breaking stone. The moment this price appeared, the entire auction was in an uproar. Everyone exclaimed at the high price and guessed the identity of Room 7. Junior brother Su, it's not worth it if you continue to bid. Chen Feng was worried that Su Chen would be swayed by his emotions and reminded him. Su Chen's eyes narrowed slightly, and he pondered deeply for a moment before he raised the price to 70,000 energy stones. The importance of the void-breaking stone to him was self-evident. No matter who his opponent was, he would not give it up submissively. You want to compete with me? He had yet to meet a worthy opponent. Booth 17 bid 70,000 energy stones. The female host shouted loudly. Perhaps because of his excitement, his voice was trembling. Boom! The auction hall was in an uproar. Originally, all of them thought that 60,000 energy stones was already a sky-high price, and no one would make another bid. Who would have thought that Room 17 would raise the price to 70,000? They were deeply shocked. Moreover, they also recalled that Booth 17 had continuously bid for quite a few things before, and had already spent tens of thousands of energy stones, yet he still had the spare energy to bid for the void-piercing stone at a high price. His wealth was so great that it made people gasp in amazement. Hiss! Lang Mai took a deep breath. Today, he had seen Su Chen's domineering side. As soon as the price of 70,000 energy stones was announced, Room 7 ceased all activity. Su Chen also successfully obtained the space-breaking stone. Later on, the auction continued. The item being auctioned was a demonic beast core, which was the level 7 fire jade pill. Not only could the fire jade pill help a fire attribute Dharma Psyche master increase their cultivation, but it could also be used to refine weapons that contained fire attribute power. Therefore, its popularity was still relatively high, and there were more people participating in the auction. Chapter 704. The fire jade pill was one of the main ingredients to repair the 5 elements heavenly dipper seal. Wu Yazi had told him about it long ago, so Su Chen naturally would not miss it. Box 6 bid 5,000 energy stones. Box 59 bid 5,500 energy stones. Box 1809 bid 6,000 energy stones. Su Chen was not in a hurry to make a move. He waited for a while, and when the price soared to 10,000 energy stones, he directly raised the price to 15,000 energy stones. Once this price was announced, the auction became restless again. With the value of a level 7 fire jade pill, it was reasonable to bid for 15,000 energy stones. Most importantly, it was Box 17 who made the bid again. Box 17 had spent more than 100,000 energy stones from start to finish, and he actually wanted to bid for the fire jade pill again. This made everyone very depressed and helpless. After seeing Box 17 make a bid, the rest of the bidders gave up. They all knew that it was meaningless to continue competing with a real tycoon like Box 17. Just as the hostess was about to announce that the fire jade pill belonged to Box 17, Box 7 suddenly made a bid, and raised the price to 20,000 energy stones. Box 7 had competed with Box 17 for the void-breaking stone before, and had lost. Everyone guessed that Box 7 was trying to take revenge. Or was he really determined to get the fire jade pill? Su Chen narrowed his eyes and pondered for a while, then made a bid of 21,000 energy stones. Box 7 seemed to want to fight to the death, and immediately made a bid of 25,000 energy stones. This price should have far exceeded the value of the fire jade pill. If it were someone else, they would probably consider it. But Su Chen did not hesitate to make another bid of 30,000. This time, Box 7 did not make another bid. Although Su Chen obtained the fire jade pill as he wished, he was not very happy. Box 7 obviously did not want to bid for the fire jade pill, but deliberately made things difficult for him, making him spend more than 10,000 energy stones for nothing. Su Chen was someone who was never willing to suffer a loss. He secretly thought of a countermeasure. At this moment, the next item appeared. This item was a blood-red bead. Other than being a little flirtatious, there was nothing special about it. Su Chen did not pay much attention to it. But after Mo Rong took a look, he suddenly shouted, "Undead blood bead." Undead blood orb? What was that? Everyone was confused and looked at Mo Rong. Mo Rong took a deep breath and explained, "The undead spirit blood orb is something that a holy level undead expert condenses with his blood essence when he is nearing the end of his life." So it's a set of treasures? Su Chen's expression changed. Putting everything else aside, just the fact that it was the blood essence of a saint-level powerhouse was enough to attract his attention. It's true that it's a treasure, but to ordinary cultivators, it won't be of any help at all. It might even cause some adverse reactions. At this point, Mo Rong paused for a moment. After taking a deep breath, he continued, "But to the evil cultivators of the undead clan, it is a treasure. They can be used to rapidly increase one's cultivation base, and they can also be used to cultivate some very evil divine abilities." Since it was an evil item, Su Chen no longer paid attention to it. Soon, the auction for the undead blood orbs officially began. As the female host did not give much introduction to the undead blood orbs, there were very few bidders who did not know what effects it had. However, Su Chen noticed that Box 7 was one of the bidders. And every time someone made a bid, Box 7 would immediately raise the price. Seeing this, Su Chen's lips curled into an almost undetectable cold smile. Satoshi, lock onto room 7 and zoom in on the image inside. Master, it's shrouded in a layer of blood-red mist. I can't see the situation inside, the intelligent war chariot immediately replied. Hearing this, Su Chen frowned and fell into deep thought. Meanwhile, the beautiful MC shouted excitedly, "Room 7 has bid 100,000 energy stones. Are there any other bids?" After waiting for a while and seeing that no one was bidding, she immediately announced that Room 7 had won the bid. Very soon, an attendant entered Room 7 with the undead spirit blood orb. Unexpectedly, as soon as the waiter entered Room 7, a blood-curdling scream came from inside. At the same time, there was a loud explosion. Room 7 exploded, and an extremely strong bloody stench rushed out from inside. In the blink of an eye, it filled the entire auction. Chapter 706. Faced with this sudden change, the entire auction house fell into a state of panic. Su Chen's eyelids twitched and he was about to go out to check on the situation. A dragon's roar resounded in the auction house. After the dragon's roar, a strong evil aura swept out. "Chenggu, I'm a little dizzy." Jianghu kept shaking his head, looking like he was on the verge of collapsing. Tan Lin and the rest were also feeling dizzy. "Junior brother Su, something's wrong," Chen Feng said with a serious expression. As his cultivation level was higher, he was not like Jianghu and the rest for the time being. However, there was an inexplicable murderous intent in his heart and even his eyes were bloodshot. Su Chen could guess that this situation must have something to do with the evil aura that swept over. He had the ancient god-fiend body and was not afraid of any evil beings. However, the same could not be said for the rest. He had to think of a way to stop it. "Master, the other party should be using a powerful blood magic of the undead race. We have to leave here immediately. Otherwise, we will not be able to extricate ourselves from it," Mo Rong hurriedly reminded. "The blood magic of the undead race? It must have something to do with Room 7. Thinking of this, Su Chen quickly opened the chaos space and said to everyone, "Everyone, go inside." Generally speaking, the blood magic was very strange and evil. He did not dare to let everyone stay outside for too long. Although the chaos space was not complete, it would not be a problem to stay inside for a period of time. With this buffer period, he could kill the evil cultivator of the undead race. Due to the urgency of the situation, he did not have time to explain much. Fortunately, everyone trusted him and didn't ask any questions. They all walked into the chaos space. When everyone entered the primal chaos space, Su Chen smashed the box with a punch. Along with a large amount of wood shavings falling, everything in sight was blood red. It was as if they had entered a blood-red sea. The thick smell of blood rolled over from time to time. Even with the ancient god-fiend body, he felt a little breathless. What a terrifying blood magic! Su Chen's heart tightened. He narrowed his eyes and looked around. The people in the auction house were struggling in pain. Many people with lower cultivation could not bear the pain and had already hanged themselves. However, the strange thing was that the blood essence of those dead people seemed to be attracted and flew towards a certain place in the air. Su Chen raised his head and swept a glance. His brows couldn't help but furrow. A huge blood-red coffin was floating in the air above the auction house. A man in a red robe was standing on top of the coffin. Judging from his aura, he was a level 8 cultivator. Moreover, Su Chen also noticed that there were 9 thick blood-red dragons flying around the blood-red coffin. Each blood dragon was about 100 meters long and had a ferocious appearance. At this moment, they were opening their bloody mouths and continuously devouring the blood essence flying past them. As it devoured more and more essence blood, the color of the blood-red coffin became darker and darker. At the same time, it faintly radiated with a devastating energy pulse. "Human, why aren't you affected by my 9 dragons' blood spiritual array?" The man in the blood-red robe muttered when he saw that Su Chen was unaffected. Su Chen did not say a word. As his eyes gradually narrowed, he leaped up and rushed straight towards the man in the blood-red robe. "You're courting death." Seeing that Su Chen actually dared to take the initiative to attack, the man in the blood-red robe laughed sinisterly. Then, he pointed at a blood dragon beside him and said sternly, "Kill him." Chapter 707. Roar! The blood dragon roared and pounced towards Su Chen with bared fangs and brandished claws. When the two were only a few meters away, the blood dragon opened its bloody mouth and tried to swallow Su Chen in one gulp. Seeing this, Su Chen's lips curled into a contemptuous smile, and he instantly released his mind power. This blood dragon looked ferocious and terrifying, but its strength was only at level 8. It could not resist Su Chen's mind power at all. Roar! The blood dragon was restrained and could not move. It roared angrily. Su Chen glanced at it coldly, and a faint golden light appeared on his palm. Then, he punched the blood dragon's huge head. There was a loud boom. The blood dragon's entire head was blasted into powder. After a violent tremor, the remaining body collapsed and turned into a cloud of blood mist that drifted down. "You!" Seeing Su Chen easily kill a blood dragon, the red-robed man was shocked and furious. The corners of his mouth trembled. "You're next." A cold light flashed in Su Chen's eyes. He moved his feet and continued to charge toward the red-robed man. "Attack together and kill it." The red-robed man's heart trembled. He gritted his teeth and roared at the other 8 blood dragons. The 8 blood dragons looked at Su Chen together. Then they bared their teeth and flew toward Su Chen. As their bodies were relatively large, they immediately stirred up the blood waves around them. Facing the joint attack of 8 level 8 blood dragons, Su Chen was still fearless. When they rushed over, a pitch-black battle sword appeared in his hand. After injecting ice magic power into it, he swept the sword out. A terrifying chill spread out and instantly sealed the 8 blood dragons in ice. Although it did not kill them in one blow, it made them lose their ability to move. What a terrifying ice magic! Seeing this scene, the red-robed man's back was drenched in cold sweat. He could not help but take a few steps back. His eyes drifted to the blood-red coffin beneath his feet as if he was hesitating. On the other side, Su Chen took out the integrated 5 Extremes mountain and smashed it at the 8 frozen blood dragons one by one. Bang, bang, bang. Amidst a series of explosions, the 8 blood dragons were smashed into pieces and fell to the ground. Su Chen put away the Yuan 5 Extremes mountain, turned his eyes to the red-robed man, and said mockingly, "What else do you have? Brat, don't be so smug." The red-robed man suppressed his fear and roared at Su Chen. Then, he looked down at the blood-colored coffin and shouted respectfully, "Master, someone wants to kill your loyal servant. Please save me." Bas. The blood-red coffin trembled slightly, and a cold voice came from within. "Human, stop here, and I will not pursue this matter. If you continue to be so arrogant, I will take your life." Su Chen stared blankly at the blood-colored coffin and curled his lips. "Who do you think you are? You are just a rat hiding in a coffin." Based on his style of doing things, the red-robed man had to eliminate the source of trouble. As for the person hiding in the coffin, although he did not know what cultivation level he was at, as long as he was on the mainland, he would definitely not exceed level 10. He had never been afraid of anyone below the sage level. How could he be scared off by a threat from the other party? With a click, the moment the lid of the bloody coffin opened, a burly man exuding a corpse aura stood up. "A level 10 zombie?" Su Chen raised his eyebrows and exclaimed softly. The man who came out of the coffin not only exuded a strong corpse aura, but his aura was also abnormally strong. He gave off the feeling that he was only slightly weaker than the pseudo-saint Wu Yazi. Judging from this, the other party was most likely a level 10 zombie. Chapter 708. Boy, you forced me to do this. Give me your life. The level 10 zombie's eyes were filled with a strong murderous aura. After glancing at Su Chen, his figure moved and suddenly disappeared on the spot. Not good. Suddenly, Su Chen felt a gust of evil wind blowing in his face. He immediately realized that the level 10 zombie was close to him. He was only level 8 now. If he was ambushed by the other party, he would be easily injured. Therefore, without the slightest hesitation, he directly used Atlas shapeshifting. When his figure rose to 30 meters, his spiritual power swept forward like a tide. Under the cover of the spiritual power, the level 10 zombie revealed his true body. However, at this time, he had already appeared in front of Su Chen and raised his hand to punch out. The spiritual force that was blocking the front was like a piece of paper, collapsing one after another. It was too late for Su Chen to dodge. However, he did not panic at all. He used golden scales on the arm and stretched out his palm to block in front of his chest. There was a muffled bang. The level 10 zombie's punch was like a hot knife through butter. It smashed heavily on Su Chen's open palm, but it only made Su Chen shake slightly. How is this possible? Seeing this, the level 10 zombie's eyeballs almost popped out, and he roared in shock. In his opinion, although Su Chen had used the shape-shifting technique and his cultivation had increased by 1 level, there was still a huge gap between him and Su Chen. Originally, he thought that even if this punch could not kill Su Chen, it could at least seriously injure Su Chen. Who would have thought that Su Chen's physical body and strength were so strong to an unimaginable extent? Not to mention hurting Su Chen, his punch didn't even cause a ripple. "You're just a..." While the level 10 zombie was in a trance, a sarcastic voice suddenly sounded in his ears. Before he could react, a sharp pain suddenly came from his hand. It was Su Chen who had grabbed his fist and squeezed it into a ball of meat paste. Ah! The level 10 zombie let out a heart-wrenching scream, shaking the entire auction house. Noisy! Su Chen punched out, smashing the level 10 zombie heavily onto the ground. He then raised his leg and kicked the zombie's head. Because the force was too great, half of his head was even stomped into the ground. Not far away, the red-robed man was stunned when he saw this scene. He muttered in a daze. Why is he so strong? A level 10 zombie, the strongest zombie below the saint level, was humiliated by a level 9 human being. This made him feel incomparably incredulous. At the same time, the fear in his heart had reached its peak. After regaining his senses, he turned around and ran. However, before he could run a few steps, a short figure suddenly appeared from the side. Wu Yazi is here. Su Chen's heart skipped a beat. He hurriedly opened the soldier recruitment system and bound himself to Wu Yazi. Then he shouted, "Senior, kill him!" Wu Yazi locked onto the red-robed man and punched out. A strong gust of wind blew past, directly blasting the red-robed man into a bloody mist. Seeing the shiny fragments appear, Su Chen's lips curled up slightly. Su Chen, don't be careless. Xue Ming still has a backup plan. However, at this moment, Wu Yazi suddenly reminded him loudly. The level 10 zombie was undoubtedly Xue Ming. Even as a false saint, Wu Yazi was somewhat afraid of him. Su Chen did not dare to be careless. He quickly lowered his head and looked down. At this moment, a blue flame suddenly ignited under his feet and spread toward his body. Chapter 709. What surprised Su Chen was that the flame under his feet did not have the slightest sense of heat. Instead, it revealed a penetrating coldness, which was very strange. Su Chen, get out of the way. That is one of the 10 mystical flames, the bone-chill nether flame, Wu Yazi reminded him again. Su Chen had originally wanted to release an ice spell to compete with it. However, after hearing Wu Yazi's words, he gave up on this idea and quickly retreated. However, even though he wanted to leave, Xue Ming didn't want him to leave so easily. The bone-chill nether flame shot up and chased after Su Chen. Do you think I'm afraid of you? Su Chen snorted coldly. As he released his spiritual energy, he raised his hand and slashed out with his saber. A white torrent that exuded a chilling sensation swept toward the bone-chill nether flame. Sizzle! Sizzle! The spiritual energy that collided with the bone-chill nether flame seemed to be frozen and shattered. The white torrent that swept up behind it was easily pierced through. Seeing this, Su Chen's eyelids twitched. However, he did not retreat. When the bone-chill nether flame rushed in front of him, he raised his hand and threw out a small 5-colored mountain. In the blink of an eye, it grew to a size of 100 feet and blocked in front of him. Bang! The bone-chilling nether fire collided with the combined Essence 5 Extremes mountain, producing a dull sound. Then, it enveloped the integrated Primordial 5 Extremes mountain and tried to freeze it. However, the integrated 5 Extremes mountain was a divine weapon. In addition to its terrifying weight, it also had the 5 elements magic power. It was the defense of the 5 elements magic power that blocked the bone-chill nether flame. However, the bone-chill nether flame seemed to have a mind of its own. After realizing that it could not do anything to the integrated 5 Extremes mountain, it charged towards Su Chen again. Don't fight the bone-chill nether flame head-on. Let me take down Xue Ming first. Seeing that Su Chen's situation was not very optimistic, Wu Yazi reminded him. Suddenly, a huge black net appeared in his hand. He raised it and threw it toward Xue Ming. Wu Yazi, are you really going to oppose me? Xue Ming roared angrily. Wu Yazi remained unmoved and continued to control the giant net to close in on Xue Ming. Damn it! Xue Ming seemed to be very wary of the giant net. After dodging a few times, he entered the crimson coffin and closed the lid. Wu Yazi frowned when he saw this. The blood-colored coffin was called the 9-Dragon Blood Coffin. It looked ordinary, but it was actually a top-grade defensive divine artifact. With his strength suppressed to level 10, he couldn't break through the 9-Dragon Blood Coffin's defense, so he couldn't do anything to Xue Ming. Haha! Old man, what can you do to me? Hiding in the 9-Dragon Blood Coffin, Xue Ming laughed wildly. Wu Yazi snorted and controlled the giant net to bind the 9-Dragon Blood Coffin. Although it still couldn't do anything to Xue Ming, it could temporarily imprison him. Then, he rushed toward where Su Chen was. At this moment, Su Chen was really angry under the pressure of the bone-chill nether flame. He took out the Chaos Skysplitter sword and slashed at the bone-chill nether flame, extinguishing half of its flames. Then, he summoned the 4 great spiritual pets and the steel willow at the same time and attacked the bone-chill nether flame together. Even though the bone-chill nether flame was one of the 10 great exotic flames, it was still severely injured and could not fight back against such a powerful lineup. At this moment, it was curled up on the ground and suffering a storm of attacks. It let out a miserable cry. So many high-level spiritual pets. Wu Yazi, who had rushed over, was shocked when he felt the aura of the flaming phoenix and the other spiritual pets. Chapter 710. At this moment, Wu Yazi finally witnessed Su Chen's true strength. He couldn't help but sigh. No wonder he dares to say that no one below the saint level can do anything to him. In addition to his unparalleled strength, he also has the support of so many high-level spirit pets. How many people could withstand such a ferocious attack? Wu Yazi was dazed for a moment. When he regained his senses, he hurriedly shouted at Su Chen, "Su Chen, don't kill it!" Everyone stop. Su Chen signaled for all his spirit pets to stop while he stared at the bone-chill nether flame. As long as it moved even a little, it would continue to ravage it. Wu Yazi walked forward and saw that the bone-chill nether flame had shrunk to the size of a fist and its aura was very weak. He secretly clicked his tongue. The bone-chill nether flame was one of the 10 great exotic flames. It was really sad that it had been tortured to such a state. "Senior, what other use does this fellow have?" Su Chen didn't understand why Wu Yazi was stopping him. Wu Yazi smiled. "You should have seen the strength of the bone-chill nether flame. Don't you want to have such a spirit pet?" What did he mean? The bone-chill nether flame was clearly a flame. Could it be tamed like a mutant beast as a spirit pet? Su Chen was a little confused and looked at Wu Yazi in a daze. Wu Yazi didn't let Su Chen wait for long. He explained, "The 10 great exotic flames, no matter which one it is, have spiritual intelligence when they are born. The bone-chill nether flame has already risen to the level of a level 10 exotic flame. It has a high chance of becoming a saint flame and reaching the level of a saint." "It's that awesome?" Su Chen secretly sighed. Wu Yazi continued, "Exotic flames have spiritual intelligence. In essence, they can be tamed like mutant beasts." Hearing this, Su Chen fell silent. He had personally experienced the power of the bone-chill nether flame. It could be said that none of the 4 great spirit pets, including the diamond willow, were a match for it. Of course he was tempted by such a powerful existence. However, since the netherworld flame obeyed Xueming's orders, wasn't it Xueming's spiritual pet? How could he tame it? Even if he forced it to drink the pet potion, it would be impossible to subdue it, right? Thinking of this, Su Chen probed, "Senior, the bone-chill nether flame is Xueming's spirit pet, right? Can it still be subdued?" "It is indeed Xueming's, but if we kill him, won't it become ownerless?" Wu Yazi reminded. Su Chen's eyes immediately lit up. He glanced at the blood coffin and asked, "Senior, what is Xueming's background?" Since Xueming was acquainted with Wu Yazi, he was clearly not a nobody. He used to be a saint-level powerhouse of the undead clan. Later, I heard that his time was up and he died. I never thought that this guy would actually become a zombie in order to survive. Wu Yazi explained. Su Chen was enlightened. When their lifespan was approaching, there were indeed people who would choose to become zombies. In the past, Xianxia from the Tiannan colony had chosen this path. Although Xueming has become a zombie and his power has dropped to level 10, his coffin is a top-tier defensive sacred artifact. "It will be very difficult to break it," Wu Yazi said with a serious expression. "Just because it's difficult doesn't mean it's impossible. Let's go and try," Su Chen suggested. Wu Yazi suddenly remembered that Su Chen had a terrifying killing move. Back in the chaotic space, even a pseudo-saint level powerhouse like him had suffered greatly from this move. If he used this move against the blood coffin, there was a high chance that he could break it open. Chapter 7:11. "Okay, let's go and give it a try," Wu Yazi agreed. "You guys keep an eye on this guy. If he dares to do anything strange, beat him to death." Su Chen instructed his spiritual pets. Then he and Wu Yazi flew to the 9-dragon blood coffin. When Wu Yazi put away the giant black net, Su Chen immediately used the 10,000 lights 10 shadows fighting skill. Immediately, the 11 Su Chens joined forces to attack the 9-dragon blood coffin. This time, even the giant yellow sword was used. Boom! With a loud bang, the 11 attacks landed on the 9-dragon blood coffin at the same time. The 9-dragon blood coffin shook violently, and cracks appeared on the coffin lid like a spider web. Wu Yazi was overjoyed to see this. Although he couldn't break the 9-dragon blood coffin in one hit, he still caused serious damage to it. With a few more hits, he would definitely be able to break it. "Stop!" At this time, Xueming, who was inside the 9-dragon blood coffin, suddenly shouted, "Wu Yazi, we have no enmity between us. Are you really going to kill me? In the face of Su Chen's terrifying attack, he was deeply afraid. At the same time, he realized that the 9 Dragon Blood Coffin's defense couldn't withstand more than a few hits. Once the 9 Dragon Blood Coffin was broken, he would have to face Wuxia and Su Chen's attacks at the same time. Only death would await him. No enmity between us? Did you forget when you attacked me? Su Chen shouted coldly and was about to attack again. Wait a minute. Xueming was anxious and said loudly, I was wrong before. I can make it up to you. What can you give me? Su Chen asked coldly. No matter what Xueming gave him, he had to kill him. The reason why he hadn't attacked yet was because the 10,000 Lights 10 Shadows fighting skill couldn't be used continuously. He needed a buffer time. I still have a large number of energy stones and a few space-breaking stones. I can give them to you, Xueming said hurriedly. Space-breaking stones? Su Chen's eyes lit up. He might not care about energy stones, but void-breaking stones were too important. Although the intelligent war chariot only needed 5 pieces to activate the function of traversing between realms, the more space-breaking stones that were installed, the stronger the traversing ability would be. Give me the item first. I want to verify it. Su Chen suppressed his excitement and said faintly, No, you have to swear an oath to spare my life. Only then will I give it to you. Xueming wasn't stupid. If he handed the item over and Su Chen turned hostile, who could he reason with? You don't know what's good for you. Su Chen rubbed his nose as his eyes gradually turned cold. Since this fellow is so shameless, there's no need to be polite with him. Wuxia sneered. He took out a golden hammer from his storage bag and smashed it down at the 9 Dragon Blood Coffin. He had the same idea as Su Chen. He didn't want to let Xueming go, so of course, he wouldn't swear such an oath. Clang! The golden hammer landed heavily on the 9 Dragon Blood Coffin, causing the entire coffin to tremble. However, this attack wasn't enough to break through the 9 Dragon Blood Coffin's defense. When Su Chen saw this, he also smashed down with the integrated 5 Extremes Mountain. Bang bang! Boom boom! For a moment, the entire auction hall was filled with the sound of intense collisions. Su Chen and Wuxia smashed more than 100 times together before they finally broke through the 9 Dragon Blood Coffin's defense. The moment the coffin lid shattered, Xueming shot up into the sky. Su Chen had been prepared for this, and the spiritual power that permeated the surroundings swarmed up, causing him to fall into a sluggish state. Wuxia also threw out a giant black net and trapped Xueming inside. Chapter 7:12. Wuxia's black net seemed to have a strong restraining effect on zombies. After Xueming was bound, wisps of white smoke rose from his body as he howled in pain. Su Chen did not waste the opportunity and punched Xueming's head. Instantly, thousands of fragments emerged from Xueming's headless body. Su Chen activated the automatic pickup function and collected all the fragments. Then, he found a storage bag on Xueming's body. After opening it, he found a large pile of energy stones, ores, spiritual materials, and other items. Su Chen's main target was the space-piercing stone, so he began to search. Soon, he found 5 space-piercing stones, and the corners of his mouth curled up. Su Chen, what are you going to do with the broken 9 Dragon Blood Coffin? Wuxia asked at this moment. Su Chen glanced at the 9 Dragon Blood Coffin and shook his head. I have no use for this thing. If Senior likes it, you can keep it. Wuxia nodded and put it in the storage bag. Although the 9 Dragon Blood Coffin was damaged, it was still a sacred weapon, and the materials used to refine it were very precious. If he took it back and modified it, he might be able to make a few weapons with good defense. Su Chen and Wuxia returned to their original spot and began to deal with the bone-chill nether fire. Your master is already dead. Why don't you show your true form? Wuxia stared coldly at the bone-chill nether fire and suddenly shouted. Under Wuxia's thunderous roar, the bone-chill nether flame trembled violently. Then, it condensed and turned into a palm-sized demonic beast. It had a small nose, small eyes, and a round body. It looked quite cute. However, there was a sharp look in its eyes, as if warning Su Chen and the others not to have any ideas about it. The bone-chill nether fire was already in such a state, but it still dared to show an unruly appearance. Su Chen was a little unhappy. He stepped on it and rubbed it against the ground. Woo woo! The bone-chill netherfire was powerless and did not dare to resist. It wailed in pain. Su Chen, that's enough. Wu Yazi was worried that Su Chen would accidentally crush the bone-chill netherfire to death, so he reminded him. Su Chen raised his foot and stared at the bone-chill netherfire. He said coldly, I'll give you a chance to live. Are you willing to submit to me? Will you be my spirit pet? Under Su Chen's gaze, the bone-chill netherfire hesitated for a moment before nodding. I'm willing. It can talk? Su Chen was stunned for a moment, but he didn't think much about it. He then took out 3 bottles of pet potion and fed them to Little White. After netherfire consumed, Yasnather fires to the netherfire 2's eyes. Previously, although it was well behaved, it was mostly afraid of Su Chen. Yazi of Yazi's heart. Even Wu Yazi could feel it. He was shocked by Su Chen. Normally, subduing a spirit pet was a gradual process. For a spirit pet like the bone-chill netherfire, it would take a long time to tame it. However, Su Chen only used 3 bottles of potions to do it. It was amazing. Su Chen played with the bone-chill netherfire for a while. He frowned and asked Wu Yazi, Senior, didn't you say that Xiao Gu is a level 10 mysterious fire? Why do I feel that it's only level 8? There was a difference of 2 levels between level 8 and level 10. The difference in strength was like heaven and earth. Since he had subdued the bone-chill netherfire as his spirit pet, he naturally wanted it to be as strong as possible. Chapter 7:13. Wu Yazi sighed and explained, You almost killed it with your sword. It's already pretty good that it survived and retained its level 8 strength. Ha! Su Chen was stunned for a moment. He was very upset. If he had known that he could tame the bone-chill netherfire as a spirit pet, he would not have killed it. It was too late to regret now. Seeing that Su Chen was a little depressed, Wu Yazi smiled and said, The bone-chill netherfire is one of the top 10 mysterious flames. Even if it's level 8, its power is not to be underestimated. Moreover, if you give it more fire attribute ores, it should be able to return to level 10 quickly with its potential. It might even be able to advance to a sacred flame. Su Chen nodded and felt much better. Then, he put all his spirit pets into the pet rearing space and left the auction house with Wu Yazi. After Xue Ming was killed, the bloody aura that shrouded the auction house gradually dissipated. The people in the auction house also woke up. He did not want to stay here and attract attention. After leaving the auction house, Su Chen quickly took out the intelligent war chariot. After getting on, he immediately opened the chaos space and called Chen Feng and the others out. After all, the chaos space was not complete. Su Chen was a little worried that there would be problems if they stayed here for too long. Seeing that everyone was unharmed, he was relieved. Junior brother Su, what happened at the auction? Chen Feng asked. Su Chen did not hide anything and gave a simple explanation of what happened at the auction. Hearing this, everyone was still in shock. They could imagine that if Su Chen was not by their side, they would have died at the auction today. Su Chen, I've prepared all the materials to repair the chaos space. I plan to complete it completely. After everyone calmed down, Wu Yazi said. Then I'll have to trouble you, Senior. Su Chen nodded and opened the chaos space, sending Wu Yazi in. After a while, he looked at the central control screen. After thinking for a while, he ordered the intelligent war chariot, Satoshi, search for the Sun-Moon Star Palace on Carefree Mountain. Head there immediately. The Carefree Mountain selection would be held in 20 days. He had to get there as soon as possible. Yes. The intelligent war chariot locked onto the Sun-Moon Star Palace and sped forward. Later, Su Chen installed the remaining space-breaking stones on the intelligent war chariot and talked to it. Satoshi, with your current shuttle ability, can you enter the land of the undead? After all, there was still a year before the mysterious Heavenly Mainland Challenge would be held after the Forgotten Autumn Mountain selection. He could not afford to waste such a long period of time. He could enter the undead continent and obtain a level 9 energy stone. Master, with my current form, it's more difficult for me to enter a large realm like the undead race. I'll only have absolute confidence when I reach level 8, the intelligent war chariot said truthfully. Intelligent war chariot was currently at level 7. Upgrading it to level 8 would require level 8 energy ores or energy ores. Su Chen didn't have a single piece on him. After thinking for a moment, he asked Chen Feng, Senior Brother Chen, do you know where I can find level 8 energy stones? We have them in the Sun Moon Star Palace, but there aren't many of them. Other than that, the other major forces in Forgotten Autumn Mountain would more or less have some, Chen Feng said. Su Chen nodded slightly and started talking to the intelligent war chariot. Satoshi, how many level 8 energy ores do I need to upgrade to level 8? 20 pieces, the intelligent war chariot replied immediately. Chapter 7:14. 20? Su Chen clicked his tongue. Thinking back to when he was in the Imperial Beast Continent, he spent a lot of effort to get 3 level 8 energy stones. It was obvious how difficult it was to get level 8 energy stones. But no matter how difficult it was imperative for the intelligent war chariot to advance to level 8. Whether it was exchanging or robbing, he had to get all the level 8 energy stones from the 7 forces in the Forgotten Worries Mountain. Behind him, the intelligent war chariot sped along without any obstacles. During this time, Wu Yazi had finished repairing the chaos space. Chen Feng and the others had also reforged their weapons. Just as they entered the Forgotten Autumn Mountain area, the intelligent war chariot suddenly warned, Master, there are more than 10 humans hiding on both sides of the mountain road ahead. The Forgotten Autumn Mountain itself was a vast and endless mountain range, and the 7 major forces were all located within it. There was only one way to enter the Forgotten Autumn Mountain and reach the Sun Moon Star Palace. And there were humans hiding on this road. Their purpose was obvious. They were obviously plotting something against them. Su Chen had offended too many forces, so he could not guess who was after him. He ordered the intelligent war chariot, Satoshi, lock onto them and enlarge the image. Yes. The intelligent war chariot locked onto them and transmitted a clear image to the central control screen. Su Chen narrowed his eyes and looked around. He saw more than 10 unfamiliar men gathered together and whispered something. Senior Brother Chen, do you know them? Su Chen asked. Since they appeared in the Forgotten Autumn Mountain area, he guessed that the ambushers were most likely from the 7 forces in the Forgotten Autumn Mountain. As a member of the Sun Moon Star Palace, Chen Feng should know them. Unexpectedly, Chen Feng looked at them for a while and shook his head. I don't know them. This answer was out of Su Chen's expectations. So he asked Lang Mai and Xia Jingyi for advice. The answer he got was also unclear. Could they be from other forces? Su Chen guessed. After all, the Winxi dynasty, the Holy Empire, and the Barbarian Divine Temple were not on good terms with him. They might have sent people to ambush him. After pondering for a moment, Su Chen asked the intelligent war chariot, Satoshi, what are their cultivations? There is a level 8 evolver, and the rest are level 7 evolvers, the intelligent chariot immediately replied. Su Chen frowned slightly. The other party's cultivation was too low, causing him to wonder if the other party was targeting him. Because with the strength he had displayed, if they wanted to kill him, they should at least eliminate those above level 9, right? Sending some level 7 and level 8 players over, wouldn't that be sending them to their deaths? Am I overthinking things? Su Chen shook his head and ordered, Satoshi, continue forward. No matter what the other party's intentions were, they would know once they went over to investigate. The intelligent war chariot received the order and slowly moved forward. When it reached the ambush location, the dozen people stood on the road and blocked the intelligent war chariot's path. Are you really here to cause trouble? Su Chen was extremely surprised. He really didn't understand why the other party dared to stand out so brazenly with just these few pieces of material. Could it be that they were bandits from other places who didn't know his identity and wanted to rob him? However, Su Chen quickly denied this point. Level 7 and level 8 evolvers were strong no matter which force they were in. How could they fall to the point of robbing others? Not knowing what was going on, Su Chen simply opened the door and got out of the car. Chapter 7:15. When he was 10 meters away from these men, Su Chen stopped, squinted his eyes and said, "What are you planning to do?" "Hee hee." One of the skinny men with a long scar on his face looked at Su Chen and grinned. "You are Su Chen, right?" "That's right. I'm Su Chen. Tell me your purpose." Su Chen rubbed his nose and said naturally. Since the other party knew his name, it was obvious that they were targeting him. However, with this little strength, wasn't it suicide? "There is only one purpose, to kill you." The scarred man squinted his eyes, and his eyes were filled with killing intent. As soon as he said that, not only was Su Chen stunned, but even the people in the intelligent chariot were dumbfounded. What kind of person was Su Chen? He was the unparalleled god of death. He had always been the one killing others. Who could kill him? The scarred man was only a level 8 evolver. Who gave him the courage to say such words? Is there something wrong with this guy's brain? Jianghu could not help but curse. Chao Ran and the others agreed. Either his brain is damaged, or he has never seen the world. He doesn't know how powerful Jianghu is. "Can you tell me your history?" Su Chen was not angry and said calmly. From the scarred man's face, he saw that the other party was calm and confident, as if he was absolutely sure that he could kill him. This aroused his great interest. A person who is about to die has no need to know so much. The scarred man sneered. "In that case, I can only make my move." Su Chen snorted, moved his feet, and rushed toward the scarred man. However, for some reason, he suddenly stopped after taking a few steps. "What's going on?" Su Chen frowned and looked at his feet, muttering. Just now, he had activated the speed enhancement function of the rapid war boots, but his feet did not shine with a purple light, and his speed did not increase. This was the first time such a situation had happened. Su Chen's heart skipped a beat. He tried to activate the rapid war boots again, but it still failed. It was as if there was some kind of power that cut off the connection between him and the rapid war boots. "Haha. Are you surprised?" The scarred man laughed proudly and slowly walked toward Su Chen. As he walked, he said, "I knew you were a full-time cultivator. How could I kill you without some tricks?" "Su Chen, we should be trapped in the Heaven Confusion spiritual lock formation." But at this time, Wu Yazi and Lang Mai ran to Su Chen's side. Because the others were too weak, they did not rush over together. "Old man, you know quite a lot?" Seeing that Wu Yazi had exposed the secret, the scarred man's face turned gloomy. Wu Yazi ignored him and explained to Su Chen, being trapped in the Heaven Confusion spiritual lock formation, other than being able to exert the strength of an evolver, other professions, including sacred weapons, cannot be used. Hearing this, Su Chen came to a realization. At this moment, he finally understood why the other party dared to ambush him despite knowing his identity. It turned out that they were relying on the Heaven Confusion spiritual lock formation. However, the other party obviously did not expect that among his 3 professions, an evolver was the strongest. Not to mention other things, just the fact that he had the ancient god-fiend body made him an existence that could not be killed. Moreover, Wu Yazi was also an evolver. Even if his cultivation was suppressed, he was still a level 10 evolver. Killing a group of evolvers below level 8 was as easy as crushing an ant. Chapter 7:16. "Senior, take down this scar-faced man and leave the rest to me," Su Chen said. Since he had figured out the reason, there was no need to waste any more time. "I can't wait any longer." Wu Yazi chuckled. With a move of his feet, he pushed the speed of a level 10 evolver to the extreme and appeared in front of the scar-faced man like a stream of light. Level 10. Feeling the terrifying pressure from Wu Yazi, the scar-faced man was so scared that he almost peed his pants. He did not even have the chance to resist before he was slapped to the ground by Wu Yazi. Half of his bones were shattered. Hiss! Seeing this scene, everyone except Su Chen sucked in a breath of cold air. Master Wu Yazi is actually so strong. Chen Feng muttered involuntarily. At first, they only knew that Wu Yazi was a blacksmith master, but they did not know his strength. Now that they saw Wu Yazi burst out with level 10 strength, they were all inexplicably shocked. On the other side, Su Chen took advantage of the other party's shock to rush forward and mercilessly slaughter the level 7 evolvers. Accompanied by more than 10 screams, the level 7 evolvers were all killed. Su Chen slowly walked to the scar-faced man and reached out to grab his neck, intending to drag him into the car. However, at this moment, Wuxia signaled Su Chen to calm down. "Senior, is there anything else?" Su Chen threw the scar-faced man to the ground. Wuxia nodded slightly, then looked at the scar-faced man and asked in a deep voice, "Where did you install the forbidden stone?" "Old man, do you know who I am? Let me go as soon as possible, or else." At this time, the scar-faced man was not afraid. Instead, he bared his teeth and threatened him. Su Chen would not let him have his way. He stepped on the scar-faced man's face and stomped half of his head into the soil. Then he looked at Wuxia and asked, "Senior, what is the forbidden stone?" The forbidden stone is a kind of ore that forbids spiritual power and divine sense. There are very few of them in the world. Its value is several grades higher than the void-breaking stone. The reason why the heaven disorientating spirit lock formation can be activated is entirely due to the power of the forbidden breaking stone, Wuxia slowly explained. According to Wuxia, the forbidden stone was definitely a treasure among treasures. Su Chen's heart skipped a beat. He turned to communicate with the intelligent war chariot. "Satoshi, is the forbidden stone useful to you?" The intelligent war chariot immediately replied, "Master, if you install it for me, I can open up a space similar to the spirit lock formation, but the range is much smaller, only 100 square meters." Su Chen's heart skipped a beat. Imagine, if he encountered a powerful spirit reader or magic reader, he could catch them off guard and cut off their magical power and spiritual power. Wouldn't he be able to kill them at will? Wuxia seemed to have seen through Su Chen's thoughts and reminded him, "Su Chen, the spirit lock formation has an absolute effect on those below the sage level. However, when you reach the sage level, it is not so obvious." Su Chen was not too disappointed. The strength of a sage-level existence was unparalleled. Even if it had a slight effect on them, it was not easy. After a while, he calmed down and asked the scar-faced man coldly, "Tell me where the forbidden stone is? It can save me from physical pain." The scar-faced man sneered, as if he did not hear Su Chen's words. Seeing this, Su Chen rubbed his nose and turned to Chao Ran and shouted, "Chao Ran, this guy doesn't know what's good for him. Come and teach him a lesson." "Coming, Chen Gu." Chao Ran got out of the car and ran excitedly to Su Chen's side. Chapter 717. Chen Gu, are we still going to follow the old rules? Before making a move, Chao Ran asked for instructions as usual. Su Chen nodded. "Same old rules. Cut him into 1,000 pieces." Cutting him into 1,000 pieces was the best way to destroy a person's willpower. Even a level 9 expert like the Saint Lord of the Southern region could not withstand it. The scar-faced man was like a rock in a latrine pit, smelly and hard. It would be difficult to pry open his mouth unless he was ruthless. "Got it, Chen Gu." Chao Ran licked his lips, took out the nether dagger, and walked forward. "What do you want?" Seeing Chao Ran walk over with a sinister smile, the scar-faced man's heart trembled. He kept moving backward. However, half of his body had already been crippled by Wuxia. How could he move? "The more you struggle, the more excited I am," Chao Ran said mockingly. He grabbed the scar-faced man's arm and started cutting. The scar-faced man tried to break free, but Su Chen stepped on him and he lost all strength to resist. Chao Ran raised the dagger and cut off a piece of bloody flesh. "Ah!" The scar-faced man screamed like a pig being slaughtered. His face was distorted. "What a king piece of trash!" Chao Ran spat. The scar-faced man was a level 8 evolver. He could not even withstand such pain. It was a disgrace. "Chao Ran, ignore him." "Continue," Su Chen reminded him. Wuxia, who was at the side, clicked his tongue. It was the first time he had seen Su Chen's ruthless side. Chao Ran didn't waste any more time. He continued to slash, and pieces of flesh fell off the scar-faced man's arm. In the blink of an eye, more than a dozen pieces had been cut off. The scar-faced man's arm became a bloody mess. He screamed even louder. Just as Chao Ran was about to stab the scar-faced man's arm again, the scar-faced man shouted, "Stop! I'll talk. I'll tell you everything." "So simple?" Su Chen rubbed his nose and signaled to Chao Ran not to make a move for the time being. Then he stared at the scarred man and said coldly, "Where is the forbidden stone?" "In the bushes 10 meters behind you," the scarred man quickly replied. Su Chen turned around and looked back. Sure enough, he saw a lush bush not far away. "Junior brother Su, I'll go and take a look." Lang Mai called out and trotted over. After a while, he came back with a fist-sized black stone and handed it to Su Chen. "Senior, is this the forbidden stone?" Su Chen didn't recognize the forbidden stone and asked Wu Yazi about it. "That's right, the forbidden stone is indeed broken," Wu Yazi said with certainty after sizing him up. Su Chen was overjoyed and asked, "Senior, since the forbidden stone is in my hands, the heaven-confounding spirit lock formation should have lost its effect, right?" "It should be." Wu Yazi nodded and replied with uncertainty. Su Chen tried to open the storage bag and easily opened it. This also meant that without the forbidden stone, the heaven-confounding spirit lock formation only existed in name. After a while, Su Chen put the forbidden stone into the storage bag and turned to look at the scarred man again. He asked indifferently, "Tell me about your background." He didn't know the scarred man and had no enmity with him. However, the scarred man set up the heaven-confounding spirit lock formation to kill him. It was very likely that he was instructed by someone else. He had to find out who was behind this. The scarred man was much calmer at this time. After thinking for a while, he said straightforwardly, "I'm from the sanctuary." "Sanctuary?" Hearing that the scarred man came to the sanctuary, Wu Yazi and Lang Mai's faces changed. Su Chen also frowned slightly. The sanctuary was the place where the human race's saint-level powerhouses gathered. If the scarred man really came from the sanctuary, it was very likely that a saint-level powerhouse was behind this. Chapter 7:18. Su Chen felt that this possibility was very high because among the many forces he had offended, the Wind Shi dynasty, the Assassin Alliance, and the Ouyang family were all backed by sage stage experts. Although the sage stage ancestor couldn't easily enter the continent, it was very easy for him to arrange for some experts to kill him with his own influence. What he didn't know now was which sage stage expert was behind this, or was it arranged by many forces. "Who ordered you to kill me?" Su Chen asked coldly. "Once I say it, I will never be able to return to the sacred region. They won't let me go, so you have to protect me." The scarred man actually talked about conditions with Su Chen. "You want to talk about conditions with me? You obviously haven't understood your position yet." Su Chen sighed and then winked at Chao Ran. Chao Ran understood tacitly. He moved his knife again and quickly cut the scar-faced man's flesh. "Ah, let me go. I'll say it, I'll tell you everything." The scarred man didn't persist for long and began to beg for mercy loudly. "If you were so tactful earlier, you wouldn't have to suffer physical pain. Tell me who ordered you." Su Chen sneered. "It's the Feng family's ancestor, Feng Hexiang." After the scarred man finished speaking, he was like a deflated balloon. He knew very well that his fate was over when Su Chen learned about this matter. However, he seemed to be very unwilling and gritted his teeth and said, "I'm a guard captain of the sacred region. Once you kill me, those sage stage experts won't let you go. I've already killed so many of your people. You're the only one left." The corner of Su Chen's mouth twitched slightly, and then he blasted the scarred man's head with a punch. No one in this world could threaten him, not even a sage stage expert. After killing the scarred man, Su Chen narrowed his eyes and murmured, "Feng Hexiang, I'll kill you sooner or later." The sage stage expert was indeed powerful, and he couldn't do anything to him for the time being. However, when he advanced to the false saint realm, he had absolute confidence. With the way he was advancing, it was only a matter of time before he advanced to the false saint stage or the saint stage. Later, he destroyed the corpses of the scar-faced man and the others and returned to the intelligent war chariot with Wu Yazi. "Satoshi, continue to the Sun-Moon Star Palace," Su Chen instructed, then turned to Wu Yazi and asked, "Senior, can you use the Forbidden Stone to forge a weapon?" Installing the Forbidden Stone on the intelligent war chariot could activate the power of the Forbidden Stone. However, considering that the opponents they would encounter in the future would only become stronger and stronger, the intelligent war chariot would be easily damaged if it was exposed. If he could create a weapon with the power to break, it would be much more convenient, and there would be no more worries. Creating a brand new weapon is too difficult. However, I can fuse the forbidden breaking stone into a high-quality weapon, and it will also have the power of forbidden breaking. Wu Yazi thought for a moment and said slowly. Hearing this, Su Chen's eyes lit up. How about that huge yellow sword? The huge yellow sword was a sage artifact. As it was a weapon used by the sacred lord of the North region, he didn't like to use it. If he could modify it, it wouldn't be a problem to use it occasionally. Fusing it into a sage artifact will make it more effective. There's no problem, Wu Yazi said affirmatively. Su Chen didn't hesitate and handed the forbidden breaking stone and the huge yellow sword to Wu Yazi. Then I'll have to trouble you, senior. Don't worry, it should be completed soon. Wu Yazi promised and entered the chaos space. Chapter 719. The Sun-Moon Star Palace was built on a towering mountain. It was surrounded by mist and looked like a fairyland. The intelligent war chariot finally arrived after traveling for 3 days. Outside the mountain gate, Gu Tianhua and Lin Huayin had been waiting for a long time. When the intelligent war chariot appeared, the two of them greeted it excitedly. Su Chen and the others got off the car. As the roads in the Sun-Moon Star Palace were rugged and not suitable for the MCV to travel, Su Chen put the intelligent war chariot into his storage bag. Junior brother Su, the sect master wants to meet you alone. Coming to Su Chen's side, Gu Tianhua whispered. Su Chen was slightly stunned. He had just arrived at the Sun-Moon Star Palace and had not even settled down. Why was the sect master so impatient? Gu Tianhua also felt that it was inappropriate. He smiled awkwardly and explained, the sect master has something urgent to discuss with you. Su Chen rubbed his nose and said calmly, then I'll go and take a look first. After that, Su Chen and Gu Tianhua left alone. The others entered the Sun-Moon Star Palace under Lin Huayin's guidance. Senior brother Gu, why is the sect master looking for me in such a hurry? On the way, Su Chen could not help but ask. I'm not sure about the specifics. Maybe it has something to do with the Forgotten Autumn Mountain preliminaries, Gu Tianhua explained. Su Chen thought for a while and felt that it was possible. The Forgotten Autumn Mountain preliminaries were very important. He had boasted that he would take all the spots. The sect master of the Sun-Moon Star Palace was most likely here because of this. Half an hour later, the two of them appeared in front of a quaint palace door and stopped. Junior brother Su, this is the place. The sect master has been waiting inside for a long time. You should go in quickly, Gu Tianhua reminded him. Su Chen nodded slightly and strolled into the palace. Gu Tianhua did not follow him in. He stood outside silently and waited. What surprised Su Chen was that there was only one person in the palace. Moreover, it was a woman who looked to be in her 30s. She was beautiful and had an otherworldly temperament. Su Chen was stunned. Before he came, he had learned that the sect master of the Sun-Moon Star Palace was a level 10 cultivator. However, the woman in front of him was only 30 years old. How could she cultivate to level 10 at this age? Wasn't her talent a little too terrifying? Of course, there was another possibility. The sect master of the Sun-Moon Star Palace was a sect master. You are Su Chen, right? The woman looked at Su Chen and asked softly. I'm Su Chen. Su Chen nodded and asked, Senior is the sect master of the Sun-Moon Star Palace? My name is Xianxia. I am indeed the current sect master of Sun-Moon Star Palace. The woman smiled sweetly, giving people a feeling like a spring breeze. Su Chen clicked his tongue. Chapter 720. Yes. Su Chen nodded. He was now a full-time level 8 cultivator. In order to avoid causing too much commotion, he didn't say it explicitly. Hiss. After getting Su Chen's personal acknowledgement, Xianxia took a deep breath. After calming down a little, she continued to ask, I also heard that you plan to snatch all the spots for the Forgotten Autumn Mountain qualifiers this time? Su Chen said without hesitation, It's very easy for me to snatch all the spots. Seeing Su Chen's confident look, Xianxia swallowed her saliva and said in a low voice, "Do you know that those who are participating in the qualifiers are the top experts of the 7 major forces? There's even a level 9 among them. Are you that confident? What if they join forces to deal with you?" Su Chen smiled and said indifferently, "No one below level 10, including level 10, is my match." When he was level 7, he might be a little humble. But when he reached level 8 and used Atlas Polymorph, his cultivation would soar to level 9. Level 10 experts were no longer in his eyes. Xianxia opened her mouth slightly and looked at Su Chen in a daze. Her expression was blank. Su Chen was only level 7. Who gave him the courage to say such words? If he said that he was invincible among those of the same level, Xianxia could accept it. The key was that Su Chen said that he included everyone below level 10. Didn't that mean that she, the sect master of Sun Moon Star Palace, was included as well? Are you really that confident? Xianxia came back to her senses and probed. Sect master, if you don't believe me, you can find someone to exchange a few blows with me. No matter how many people there are, no matter what their cultivation is, I will take them all on myself, Su said with a serious expression. Since he planned to join Sun Moon Star Palace, he had to display enough strength to be valued. Only then could he obtain a relatively high position in Sun Moon Star Palace. Xianxia clicked her tongue and was once again stunned by Su Chen's words. She was now a little confused. Was Su Chen saying this because of his strength? Or was he just bragging? After pondering for a long time, he asked, "Su Chen, why do you want to join the Sun Moon Star Palace?" The Sun Moon Star Palace was not the only powerful force in the mysterious heavenly mainland. There were many forces that were even more powerful than the Sun Moon Star Palace. With Su Chen's talent and strength, no matter which force he chose, he would be greatly welcomed. Then why did he choose the Sun Moon Star Palace? The reason why Su Chen chose the Sun Moon Star Palace was actually very simple. It was to obtain a slot to enter the Void Battleground. This was because only by joining a powerful force would one be able to obtain the opportunity to be selected. Secondly, he had gone through thick and thin with Chen Feng and the others, so they got along quite well with each other. Choosing the Sun Moon Star Palace was a matter of course. Thus, Su Chen spoke of these two aspects. So it's to enter the Void Battlefield. Xianxia muttered to herself. There was a chance of awakening special abilities after entering the Void Battleground. Geniuses like Su Chen naturally flocked to it. Since Su Chen could say this without reservation, Xianxia actually believed him a little. Then she said solemnly, "I agree to let you join the Sun Moon Star Palace." "Thank you, Sect Master." Su Chen cupped his hands and bowed. Xianxia nodded slightly and continued, "The Forgotten Autumn Mountain selection is of great importance. I still want to test your strength. I hope you don't mind. What you hear may be false, but seeing is believing. Only by personally witnessing Su Chen's strength would she be able to feel at ease." "Of course." Su Chen smiled. "All right, follow me." Xianxia called out and walked straight out of the hall. Su Chen rubbed his nose and followed closely behind. You're tuning in to the Wisdom Diary YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.